win. I'm joined by the 20-time champion, the 2-time world champion, a legend, a staple to the Call of Duty scene. Give it up for the co-host of The Flank, Patty P. X. Pat, what's up, man? What's going on, bro?
That was a good one. That was
you
a
like that? You like that one?
Train intro for sure.
Hell yeah, bro. And then we got a special guest. We got Chris Parasite. Everybody say what's good to Chris Parasite, another world champion, another staple to the scene. He's been joining us all weekend. I'm sure you'll see Chris a lot more on The Flank. He's becoming a staple here as long as he wants to be. So show Chris Parasite some love, man. And then we also got a superstar from the Paris Legion, Mr. Donnie Temp. What's going on, Big Don? What's happening? What's happening, bro? We have Donnie coming on with us right now. It's my fucking guy right there. And then I think Asa might be joining us as well. And whoever else wants to fucking join and get it going. But guys, crazy fucking weekend, huh?
I mean, it was crazy, Tom, but just thinking back on, the lead into this weekend, like the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And I just remember there was one person that was so, adamant about OpTic being an S-tier team and fighting so much resistance from the community, even OpTic fans, the comments, the Twitch chat. But yeah, there was one person, I forget who that was just very adamant on making sure that OpTic was recognized as an S-tier team.
I think it was Censor, bro.
What are you talking about? Wait, who are you talking about?
You know I'm talking about myself,
Hey, this
Tom.
guy's good, yeah.
You know I'm talking about myself.
Oh, you're talking about yourself. Oh, well, yeah, listen, they're definitely an S-tier team now. I mean, listen, Pat, the argument was in the beginning of the year they had things to work on, so they were an A with definitely going to get to S eventually. That was the argument.
Come on.
Now they're at their spot. I mean, the champions now, I mean, they're definitely S-tier. They smoked everybody in the tournament. But come on, Pat, you can't deny that their progression throughout the year hasn't been insane. Or so far, since the beginning of the year. They look so much better now.
Yeah, but it was 2 round 11 losses, and then it was like, after that, it was just clean cut,
I mean, it was
smoking everybody.
Oh, yeah, I agree. But
round 11 losses to bad teams, regardless of the fact, by the way, like, at the end of the day, they won the tournament. Definitely an S-tier team. They're an amazing team. Like, you can just see it from the top down.
Yeah.
Every single person on that team performed at some point during this weekend.
Every single person. And that's kind of like the formula FaZe had, where it's like if somebody's slacking, you have other superstars to pick it up. And now OpTic has the same thing. If Shotzi's having a bad map, you have fucking Illy doing some crazy shit, or vice versa. It's Scump and Dashy, your MVP, Dashy, who got MVP. So congratulations to Dashy. Definitely well deserved. I think he had like a 1.31 or some shit, which is crazy. That's really good final stats out of him. So just congratulations to Dashy and them.
He was due for one of those events.
100%. Has he ever gotten an MVP? Was he MVP that first event they won or no?
That Vegas BO4 event.
Oh, he was MVP, Don?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's got 2 of them motherfuckers now. Look at this guy. Well, congratulations to Big Brucey and congratulations to OpTic Texas. I say we get right into it. You guys want to get into these matches? Let's do it.
Sir.
Let's hop right into it. We start things off today. It was OpTic Texas going up against London. Looking at the veto system, nothing really caught my eye. London got fucking shit on. I'm just saying. Come on, let's just get right to the fucking point. Also, chat, by the way, before we get into the show, I just need to make this very, very clear. My internet crashed today during the watch party. I was down for 45 minutes, and I lost my notes. I had 3 pages worth of notes ready for the show with timestamps and a whole bunch of shit ready to go, and that I lost everything. So we're kind of going to go with the flow. That never happened to me before. So sorry if the show is a little all over the place today, but we'll do the best we can to make it work and talk about these matches. But yeah, London, they got pooped on. What do you guys think happened here? Because I thought London was going to put up a better fight.
They started hot, though, that first map.
Yeah, but that first map shouldn't have got through, in my opinion.
Yeah, that
if you look at the statistics,
right.
It didn't make any sense that I got through. But hey,
That's their best hard point.
Yeah, OpTic ego childed a little bit. They paid the price, but at the end of the day, it didn't matter.
I mean,
so
Trey
Berlin
came
is
out
their
hot.
best hard point, Don?
I think so. I think
okay.
Berlin's their best hard point.
Interesting.
And it was weird because, like, OpTic was cool to play, Gavutu against FaZe and these other top teams, but didn't want to play it against London, which was a little surprising.
I don't know. They came out really strong. OpTic definitely bounced back. I think OpTic was getting into rhythm a little bit. But what do you think was going on with London? I feel like Gizmo definitely let up a little bit. I know he released a tweet. He had a lot of stuff going on. And I definitely feel really bad for him. I want to show some love to him. But there is definitely some individual struggles from London. And I think it was Ian who said he feels like that London is a really good team. They're a top team. But he thinks they're going to struggle all year when it comes to the top teams. Do you guys agree with that or no?
I think they're just young, man. And like you said, I mean, I don't know what happened with Gizmo, but I just think they're a young team, man. They're like, these guys are all like inexperienced when it comes to being at this level of play. I think if they if they start off hot, then you're in for a good series. But if they don't, then you're probably going to see them, come out flat. Unfortunately, that's not the case in this series. They started off really hot, but I just think, like I said, they're a young team, dude. Like for them to place this well and to play at the level they did, I think that's something they should be proud of. But speaking of one person on that team, Trey, dude, Trey was frying. He was doing everything he could against both these teams to kind of keep them, in the mix at times. And unfortunately, they fell short.
And hold on, I think Ian's a little bit faded if he's going to say that, because realistically, I mean, this team got third and they only lost to OpTic and FaZe, right? Like a red hot FaZe, steaming through the loser bracket.
Yeah.
And an OpTic team, and like, I mean, kind of like you mentioned Gizmo's tweet, he was obviously had a lot going on, didn't play his best this event, but in this series in particular, I think they just got outslayed pretty much after that first map. Pretty bad for most of the series.
Yeah.
Kind of other than Trey, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think this is a team to watch for this whole year. I don't think they're gonna necessarily struggle with any of these top teams. I think this event they kind of solidified themselves as an A-tier team. I mean, they're in that combo without a doubt for me. They beat Thieves, they beat Ultra. So yeah, I'm not too worried about them. I mean, I think they'll go back to the drawing board. Hopefully things calm down. In Gizmo's real life and get back to a little bit of normalcy, but I'm not worried about them.
And it pretty much started from the second rotation. OpTic had a big break on that P1, as you saw on the screen, but then it was London who stormed through the P2. They were able to lock in a full 60, build upon their lead, and then it was right here where I think maybe this was an OpTic mistake here, but they just allowed London to push through streak, get the kills, and spawn in the back. And maybe a little misplay from OpTic. They just kind of all push out of fire and die on rotation. Maybe want to see them hold a little bit and maybe play some corners or something, but they all died, and London was able to hit this street and break P3. So this is pretty much the turnaround for London, this P2, P3 for me in this first map. But other than this first map, it was pretty much a smoke show from OpTic all the way through.
Yeah, 100%.
So good plays out of London on this first map. I thought things were going to be really interesting, but it just didn't. OpTic was just too strong for them.
Ian poked me. He wanted to make it clear that he said that that this team reminds him of the Black Ops 4 Gen G.
Gen G. That's what he was telling me. That's what he was telling me. He was telling me that London gives him a Gen G vibe, which like
that's pretty good early off, though. You gotta give him some more time. Like once they get another event and Gizmo plays like how he should, and then if they still can't win, then I feel like okay, you can have that opinion,
Yeah.
Like their best player online, like stats wise, was their worst. You know what I'm saying? So that got nasty. Playing them in scrims, like he's always nasty. Like I guarantee he's gonna step it up next tournament or next couple matches. So I think I just need more time.
One thing I will say about London in general is just about their like meta, I guess. I feel like Gizmo is, even though Gizmo obviously didn't play as well as he probably should, I think he's better at AR than he is with a submachine gun. And I've noticed that like in the series they won, Gizmo? They did, I think they got away with playing a lot more, double AR maps like Gabutus and Berlin's, for example. That I don't think people are gonna let them get those maps as easily, especially if they know that their comp wise is that AR heavy, in my opinion.
And then we get into the S&D, which was a Berlin S&D. First round, Elite clutches a 1v3. That's impressive coming out of Indy. Well, what's so funny now? It's so funny, This guy clutches up with a pistol. Good plays coming out of Ender.
By the way, this shit is busted. By the way,
yeah, they gotta GA this pistol, bro.
Yeah, Don, why are you guys running that shit?
Bro, I just got good with that shit, man. Come on, man. Let me use it for at least a couple more matches.
Dude, I don't think I've ever seen a pistol kill that fast, bro. No bullshit.
Nah, bro, did you see the kill that Simp got with it? In top Gavitu? Yes. You know what I'm talking about? Top boat or some shit?
I got a two-piece with it flying off a top tower, Berlin.
Bro,
I feel like I remember that.
Every three-piece had that pistol in it. Like somebody would get 2 kills with the auto and then switch, and then that 3-piece was always the pistol.
It's like a bullet, bro. It's fucking wild.
But I also,
it's really OP.
Listen. I think that 1v3 was big though. I mean, they were down on 1 in the series, and then London get 1v3 to start off the S&D. So maybe a little momentum switch there. So I definitely think that 1v3 was big. Dashy ends up clutching the next round, goes big. There was a huge 1v1 from Dashy in round 4 that we can get to, but Anything that caught your eye from London, Power, Chris, or even Don in the S&D? Why do you think these guys are struggling a little bit, or do you think OpTic was just too strong for them?
Only thing I know is I was in the crowd and like normally I don't watch in between, but I saw like they were #1 in like every S&D category. So I saw they got 6-0. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they got
saw you in the crowd. You were the one standing up, getting the green wall chant started, clapping your hands.
No. Actually, that was Zinni. That was Zinni.
Whoa, I saw that, Don.
That was Zinni. That was Zinni, bro. I saw a video of Zinni in the middle of the crowd screaming green wall in the middle of the fucking crowd. Typical Zinni shit, you know.
For them to be first place in every like category for that 6-0 is crazy. So like that means OpTic they were just tired. Yeah.
OpTic was prepped. I mean, you can kind of tell. I think they came into this entire event prepared. But I mean, like thinking about the fact that they knew who they played, they were waiting to start in winter finals coming into today. I think they really did their VOD review on this team. And yeah, I feel like they were just prepared because like I feel like you can't just like get a 6-0 against a team, right? You got to be well prepared on how that team is gonna play and at least have some, you know, recognition of their strats and kind of their favorite sites and ways to play in general. Because otherwise, just getting a cold 6-0 is impossible.
The one thing I noticed is they didn't give Trey anything. Like Trey was sniping, I think, the majority of that map, and they didn't give him any picks, like very rarely. And
well, it was kind of the same adaptation that teams did for FaZe, right? They knew where Cell played on the map, and they started avoiding him, like on Desert Siege, and it was like kind of the same thing here with Trey.
Yeah, and then one thing I will say about OpTic in general is like, dude, you just look at this team, and Scump has been playing some of the best S&Ds played in the last 2 years. Because I remember in Cold War he was actually frying in Surge, but even in this game he's playing really well. But just like Dashy, Illy, and Dashotzi, like dude, those guys literally just play chows all day. Like they're gonna be a tough team to beat in S&D the entire year. And for an organization like OpTic that struggles a lot in Search and Destroy, that's really scary because you already, you know, having that as one of their best game modes, arguably their best game mode right now, is going to be scary for a lot of teams to deal with this year.
Yeah, but I also think Control's like their best game. They got a lot of best game modes because Control, they look really good too.
We gotta see what happens when the switch happens, bro. Because they literally got every defense. No bullshit. They got every defense. Still credit to them.
They have to get the kills to get the more defenses, so they had to be playing
well.
But
was trying.
But to that degree, the fact that some teams might be better at, you know, playing for it is just stupid because it shouldn't exist. And obviously it's not to take credit away from OpTic. They did really well, but I honestly, like I said yesterday, I can't wait for that switch to happen because watching rounds where people don't do anything and give up on the round is so stupid.
I mean, bro, that you saw it with FaZe. They literally thought they did the math right and they didn't. And they just sat there and didn't even try to touch a point and just let like 30 seconds go by thinking they would get defense on the next round. Like that's abysmal to watch.
Yeah, and just really good plays from OpTic. They're so good at getting that B point on Gav Control. They always get the kills ring. They stormed onto the point. They were able to cap B and win an offense. And then once they go up 2-0 against London and go back to the defense, it was pretty much easy sailing after this. I mean, you hold your lanes, get your kills, typical bullshit, you know. So good job by OpTic. I think right now they're really good at winning their offenses. It's what sets them apart, especially on this map. They're really good at getting that B point. Which, Don, talk to me. You're a player. What's the best way to get the B point? Because in my opinion, I think the best way is just to get ring control, get the kills, and just get on the point. Like I feel like people are trying to go around the back and stuff. I like people making solo plays around the back, but ring control is important in my opinion.
Going around the back was better until people learned like how to play for it. You know, there's just too many spots to just solo hold the flank now.
Yeah,
like, bro, I was seeing people I was seeing people lay in bushes, just lay prone, just wait till they come around.
Like if someone's laying in a bush in some random corner in the spawn, like they're gonna get one, you know. So I agree. Like probably just going for ring and just making solo plays to the back is probably better now.
I see so many people, Don, where they'll send like 3 guys around the right, like trying to go all the way around the back, and I'm like, bro, what are they doing? Like, there's the other team is just chilling ring, and then if they get the kills, like they just spawn on top of them, and they have to deal with guys ring, like they can't even cross to the hill. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it happened a lot. Are you talking about when FaZe were doing it? They had a lot of A presence, so like if they're already on the A side, they're gonna have at least a couple cracks at the back. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, well, it's different. I feel like if you're on A, slowing down time, and you're looking for kills, trying to knock lives down.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're trying to get the B point, I just feel like teams have been trying to go around the back, and it's just not gonna work. In my opinion, I feel like definitely rotating back and getting
situation,
man. No, it is. Like, it's hard. It's just hard as fuck to begin with.
Win that situation.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? OpTic, they look really good in control. They won an offensive round. They win the Gav control 3-0, and then we get into the Tuscan hard point. where OpTic just took care of business once again. They pretty much just ran through it. I think OpTic goes up super fast, right? They go up early. They get a really big lead. I think they got like an 80-point lead right off the rip. So just good plays out of them. These strong starts, man. I feel like Vanguard, the start of maps is really, really important. Would you guys agree with me on that? I feel like if you go up 100 points, like,
because of how mixy all the hills are, bro. Like I feel like everyone gets time at some point. So if you have a massive lead, you basically just always have this massive buffer where really all you got to do from there on out is just trade hills and you win.
And then I'm pretty sure Shotzzy just completely turned up, which I'm pretty sure was the first map where Shotzzy may have struggled a little bit, but Shotzzy turned up again. And when Shotzi's playing at his best, man, that's when OpTic's at their best. Shotzzy he's so annoying to play against. But go ahead, Chris.
Tuscan is OpTic's just bread and butter in general in all game modes, and I feel like that's like that map kept getting through for them on a lot of series. I still think, even though they're good at Gavutu, I would much rather like force more Gavutus or like Berlins versus this team. Tuscan is definitely their strongest map in every game mode. You saw that pretty much happen. Like you saw that map recurring in every single one of their series this tournament.
You think Tuscan is OpTic's best map?
Tuscan, yeah, like for like every game mode, in my opinion, is their best map.
Yeah, they're definitely really good at the map.
They just look away. Should have played Bocage because they hate that map.
I mean,
they were just in a tough situation. I feel like they had to play Tuscan versus
yeah. No,
I
agree.
And just had to try to win it.
They did. Their map pool is just not good against OpTics. I'm not saying they like necessarily had to choose it. I'm just saying in general, teams should probably not play OpTic on Tuscan unless they have no choice.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people want us to go on board with the listening, but we'll go on board with some listenings during the grand final because we have 9 maps to get through there. So, or not 9. How many did it end up being? But it was a best
7.
of 9. There was a lot of maps, 7 maps. We'll listen into some listenings there. But London, they gave it everything they could this event, man. And I think they should be happy with a top 3 placing. I definitely... I'm sure they're happy with that, but they don't want to get complacent or anything. But I'm sure they're happy with a top 3. But everybody wants to get first at the end of the day. So London, they'll probably go back to the drawing board. But OpTic just took care of business and they got rid of these guys. So tough map there from Gizmo and some of the London guys. But at the end of the day, OpTic, they stormed through. They went 3-1 against London. That was the kickoff today. We could take a look at the final scoreboard here, and it was Shotzzy, who was 30-17 at the end of this one. So just good plays out of him. Everybody positive from OpTic, so definitely no issues at all in the slang category. And then we get into the next one, which is FaZe versus Ultra. We start things off on a bow cage hardpoint. What did you guys think about this one? A little bow cage action, which I don't know why teams are playing FaZe on bow cage. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I agree with you, but I do think Ultra are pretty good at this map. Like you did see, they put like Thieves in that 100-point club when they played them. I necessarily didn't mind this. I mean, overall, I would say, teams should obviously avoid it. But for Thieves, or for Ultra, sorry, they've been playing so bad in hardpoint, right? They've been 0-8 at this event or whatever it is. And I don't think they had played Bocage yet. So I think this was just a switch up because they were playing poorly. And they were good at it online. So I didn't really mind it just because they're 0-8 at this tournament.
Yeah,
I agree with you. When you're really bad at a certain game mode, like let's say you're not winning a single one, it doesn't matter what the other team's good at. You just play something you think you're gonna be able to squeeze out.
Yeah, they had a bow cage first, Desert Siege, S&D, Tuscan Control, Gavitu Hardpoint, Berlin S&D. Anything that caught your eye? There was really nothing for me, unless something caught you guys' eye. I know Pat and Chris, you like to look at the videos sometimes, but besides for the bow cage hardpoint, I was just surprised that somebody didn't get that out of there against FaZe, but they ended up playing.
I think in a normal series they would, but because New York Subliners is playing for Ultra and hardpoint this event, they just said fuck it, we'll play a bow cage.
And it was close. It was tight the whole way through. It was the second rotation where FaZe just kicked up into a second gear, which FaZe does often. I feel like in hardpoints with FaZe, the games are always close. Like it goes very back and forth off the rip, and then once it hits the second rotation of hills, FaZe just turns up into a second gear. I feel like they're really good situationally when it's in the middle of a game. I'm also down to go into a Toronto Ultra listening because I like their listening. So let's go on board with Toronto Ultra and see how these guys sound in the first map against FaZe on boat cage.
Spawn in. Wait in truck door. Spawn inside 10 by the way. Back God heady, bro.
One's P2 behind the tree. Tim.
Back God heady, weak, sally him.
They spawn safe, one on time. One on time.
Close to me.
Nice. They spawn safe.
Truck door. Alec truck door, really weak.
Waiting for you guys.
Hey, Jamie. Yep.
I'm 1v1 right now.
You gotta go for left.
One already. One already.
Alec.
Yeah, I can
Hot shot, hot, absolute hot. Go gate.
Yeah, tunnel, sim, absolute, bro. He's A plat.
Then you're
He's pushing on truck door, hold. Samuel.
Wait, going. And then twice. Nice.
Play left.
Wow, Toronto.
Bro, for a major, they sound super defeated. You know, I mean, they are down 80 on a bow cage, so maybe that's what it was. But they just kind of sounded.
Shit, I'd be defeated too, Tom, if I was 0-8 at a hard point at an event. Like, that's just
shit.
You know, something's off for them. You know, I mean, that's tough. They're like, they know they're only winning S&Ds and controls, so. I don't know. I think this team is just waiting to go back home and practice up, because there's no way you really. I'm surprised they got top 4 with that record, but
yeah, that's kind of impressive that they got top 4. I mean, you can take a look at the first map. I mean, all the guys from FaZe are slaying out, besides for BZ, but the rest of them were slaying out. And then everybody pretty much, well, not everybody, just a couple guys negative from Toronto, but it was a blowout at the end of the day. FaZe won by 100 points on bow cage. And then we get into the next one, the Desert Siege S&D, and it was 6-1 FaZe. I mean, they rolled right through it, which is interesting. I thought Toronto was going to put up a better fight in the S&D, but Insight just wasn't hitting his snipes, man. I think he needs to put that shit away sometimes. I'm serious. I'm just being honest.
If you're not playing well with it, 100%.
If you're not getting shots, I mean, 2-3 rounds went by, and I'm like, listen, MC's a hard kill. There's over by that like field area, like he's not getting
over there, bro.
He's not getting any picks. So I'm like, if he's not getting any picks, you might as well whip out the automaton and try and get some picks with it, especially Insight, because he's such a talented player. I would like to see him put the sniper away. But what do you guys think?
I mean, I think that logic goes for a lot of players and a lot of teams. Like, you just get to a point where it's just not, the risk is not worth it. Like, you might as well just try and help your team. Obviously, you have to like make a self-awareness decision where you're like, I'm off. Like, I need to switch it up and contribute to the squad.
Yeah, especially on like offenses. Maybe defense, it's fine if you still want to like keep it out if you're defending a long sight line. But on offense, like you just limit, you limit the amount of plays that you can make on the map, and you're solely relying on a pick, basically.
Yeah. And it was really good plays from Abizi. He was finding a lot of first bloods, getting super aggressive. I feel like Shotzi was taking a page out of Abizi's book in the grand final with the way he was moving. I feel like Shotzi was just going rogue, just making solo play after solo play. That's kind of what Abizi does, and Abizi did a good job here. I think he ended off like 12-3 or something like that. So good plays out of Abizi. I think he was a big reason why they were able to storm through this map. And then, of course, it's Desert Siege, which was a pretty good map from FaZe, but no answer from Toronto. They get completely blown out in the search and destroy. Take a look at the final scoreboard. It was 11-3 overall from Abizi. So you can see just him having a really good map. So shout out to Tyler for going off there. And then we get into the control, which was a Tuscan control. And if I remember correctly, FaZe were able to win the first offense. And then after that, it was pretty much smooth sailing. Once you win that offense, I mean, you're looking good.
If you can take an offense, bro, you're probably winning the map.
Yeah, no, I agree. And even watching the grand final and watching FaZe try and get that offense against a team like OpTic, like it was like pulling hair, bro. Like they just couldn't get it. OpTic just held the line every single time. But for Toronto Ultra, they weren't able to do what OpTic was able to do. They couldn't hold FaZe. FaZe was able to stop that time, work those kills. They were able to storm through the front. FaZe do a really good job at stopping clock on A and then having guys force rush B, like off spawn, because they get that roof spawn and they just kind of rush towards B. And they just keep doing it over and over again. So it's really annoying to play against. And they're not the only team who does it, but they just kept forcing B. Once they got A, they got the kills. They worked the stack, and you know what happens when the stacks come in. You get a couple ticks, and you're pretty much good to go. So just good plays from FaZe. They were able to win the offense. Abizi pops 4. I remember this. Did you guys see this play by Abizi?
Play was nasty.
This was disgusting. Let's tune in and let's watch this play real quick.
They've come in with the stack, and if you're Ultra, you have to go, but you've got to see him right to get through. Inside finds 2. Abizi, though, counteracts that one. He has plants inside the hill, needs to clear them out. Abizi is still there and finds 3 as well inside. He's all alone. He's still surviving. He might just pick it up all on his own. And my goodness me, Abizi.
And that's pretty much all she wrote. I mean, Abizi was able to get a 4-piece. He clutched up, and then Simp got a 4-piece on another series in the same spot.
He was feeling himself.
But once that first offense is won, I mean, FaZe just goes back into defense, takes care of business. They go back to the offense, which I'm pretty sure they didn't even try and cap points. They literally didn't even give a fuck about it. They were just ready to go back to the defense, and that's what they did. Went back to the defense, and they won the series. And then Toronto's Ultra, their run was over. And if you're a Toronto fan, Are you happy, Pat? Unhappy? What do you think if you're a Toronto fan? Are you happy or unhappy?
I'm happy, bro. I'm happy. Bro, they got top 4 and couldn't win a single hard point. And a lot of their losses were pretty close. Like, they literally were scoring 200 points for the most part across every hard point they played. So it's not like they're getting blown out. I think this kind of reinstilled the fact that this team is really good at 2-3-5. And as soon as they kind of just figure out their hard point, they're going to be a problem. And they're obviously going to get better at 2-3-5, right? The more kind of events you play and the more you're able to learn from other teams. Like today, like there was probably a ton of stuff that people learned from watching other teams play S&D. We saw that Shotzi spot in grand final. Like, Don, did you know that existed? Nope. Yeah, like I saw a lot of players on the timeline.
I've never seen that spot in my life.
Are you talking about where you can wall bang the bomb site?
Yeah, well, he did like a break off to break a door to then go to that spot to be able to wall bang that.
Yeah,
like,
you don't really need to break the door because it's a wooden. You'll wall bang anyways. But you guys really didn't know that.
But my point was just in general. Yeah, like I think people learn stuff as time goes on. They're able to watch more. So just overall, I think you're like disappointed, but I think you're happy overall if you're a fan, because I think there's a lot of promise for this team going forward.
True, and I also do think that like Pat said, they're going to get better at 2-3-5, and if history repeats itself, man, last year they were like the best control team. No, they're going to get better at that game mode once it normalizes to actually being playable. And
Actually, I didn't think about that. That probably hurts them the most, right?
Yeah, because they were actually good at control, and like right now, like you can still be good at control, but I'm saying like that's definitely going to hurt teams that are better at working points and actually being good at offense. Because right now it doesn't benefit you to push.
Somebody in the chat said that TST taught him that spot, which is actually hilarious, because don't they like doesn't TST look for spots like that and stuff? Like if TST taught him that spot and that's the spot he used to win the event.
Well, yeah, because TST plays for
people
Twitter
say
clips.
I don't know. I don't know if he's capping. He's probably capping.
In challengers.
You were? Oh, you were doing that?
Yeah,
I've never seen that in my life.
That whole building through like the curtains in the wall. Like,
well, no one had done it yet on stream.
Nobody has done that. Nobody. That's the first time I've seen that.
I'm sure people have done that in scrims.
Well, let's get into the next series. We got Atlanta FaZe going up against the London Royal Ravens. This was the loser final. Winner of this goes over to the grand final, where OpTic Texas was waiting for their opponent. Take a look at the vetoes. Tuscan Hardpoint, there's a siege. Tuscan Control, Gavin 2 Hardpoint, Bo, Cage, S&D, Pat, Chris, even Don, anything at all.
I mean, just looking at this map set and knowing London just came off a loss, I just thought they were fucked.
Okay.
This is just going to be a tough series for them in general. Of all the series today, this is probably the one that I was most confident in that FaZe would win. But yeah, I mean, nothing really in this series favored them, I don't think.
What about you, Chris? Anything?
I think it's a hard matchup for them.
I mean, besides the first map, the first couple maps looked pretty much identical to the last series, so I didn't really expect a different scenario. I mean, if it isn't apparent by the grand finals, like there's OpTic and FaZe, and there's basically
everybody else.
So.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it looks
you're
like.
saying that to you, OpTic and FaZe are the S tier teams, and then there's everybody else below them.
That's what I personally think so.
It's interesting that, I think there was somebody, like I mentioned at the start of the show, that had that in their tier list. I can't remember who though.
Doug Censor Martin actually also did say that Dashy was going to have the event of his life. So
no, that was me again.
I just wanted to hear you say it.
Okay, listen, Pat, you're always right, Pat. You're always right. You're always right.
Pat, you are about being right.
Except you were wrong about the winner of this event, because I couldn't remember. Wait, if I'm remembering correctly, Pat, you had Los Angeles Thieves winning, didn't you?
That's because JCap trolled.
Thank you.
Let's be real.
Yeah, we talked about this. This is completely 100% JCap's fault that these weren't the tournament winners. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, I technically, if you want to go off technicals, picked the Thieves to win, and OpTic ended up winning. But I didn't anticipate Cap would make the worst, veto decision I've ever seen.
That's not right. That's not right at all. Okay, what are you gonna do? FaZe.
Actually, I take that back, Cap. That's not the worst one. The worst one was OpTic not vetoing. Forgot what hardpoint instead of fucking Gibraltar at World War II champs, and is the reason they got T24 instead of Valk.
That's not
right. That
was
the worst one.
That's not right at all. Sure. Now, listen, let's get into the map a little bit. It was the second rotation again where FaZe turned up. They were able to get sometimes. They made it scrappy on a P1. They rotate to the P2 here, and they just get so much time. They just keep building on their lead, and once you get a lead like this, I mean, if you're FaZe, you should be able to close it out. I just want to highlight our cities real quick.
Teams in the chat.
Oh, Tyler's in the chat. Yeah, shout out to Tyler too. Shout out to TP for the raid today. He sent everybody over here, so just shout out to Tyler, man. But yeah, I really want to highlight our cities because everybody always talks about the Tiny Terrors. But MC and our cities have been a really good backbone for these guys, man. Because the Tiny Terrors sometimes they come out and they struggle, and it's good to have MC and our cities behind them, kind of mowing people down, And I feel like sometimes they get overshadowed. So. Would you guys agree that RC was just fucking frying this event?
Yes.
RC was frying.
He was
today
unbelievable. He was
and
unbelievable.
last night, but not the event.
Well, he
did
fried
the first
every
couple
day
days.
except for
He
the
fried
first
today.
day.
Yeah.
Right? Wasn't it just the first day?
I don't know, but I just remember the last
First
2
day
days he's
Simp was
fried.
frying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
last 2
Every day
days he
besides the first
fried.
day. Yeah. Nah, he was playing good.
Well, he was inconsistent, I think is what we can say. I mean, there was moments where he looked like the best player on the map, and there were moments where we could just, want more out of him because we know what we're capable or what he's capable of.
Yeah, and then pretty much FaZe was able to storm through this Tuscan against London and just get off to a really, really hot start. It got a little interesting because London was able to rotate to the P3 fountain. They brought it back a bit, but it was FaZe that worked this break here. London can't let FaZe break here, man. They can't. This is where London can bring it back, and FaZe just making mixy, and they break just storming through the front, literally, which is interesting. Somebody took a route right. Ends up flanking Trey. Trey ends up killing him though. How did they break into this here? They broke in through front door. That is unacceptable.
He just hit the front door, bro.
That is unacceptable, man. They just keep trading front door, which is interesting. Don, what do you think about that? Is that a common thing? People just running through front?
I think it is for them and Thieves. Like they have really good nades and they just got
hit it. They just hit it.
They just go rogue. I mean, I don't feel like every team could play like that, but they make it work.
Yeah, I just thought I thought right here London could have maybe brought it back and made a run, but FaZe did a good job making it mixy.
I want to ask you because FaZe is kind of one of the only teams. There's maybe one more that run 2 autos on Tuscan and Bow Cage, like no matter what. They never swapped a 3 for the most part. Do you feel like other teams can do that, or do you feel like that's really only because of their team comp?
I started doing it. I feel like it just depends. I think when Seattle were playing good, they were kind of doing it. Like Sib would use an AR a lot.
That's when Sib was frying, right?
Yeah, that's when Sib was frying. I feel like it just depends on how you want to like control the pace of the game, you know?
Yeah.
Like certain hills, the sub is just way better than the AR. Certain hills, the AR is way better. So like, it's just really,
are they class changing, Don? Are people class changing?
Yeah, I think people are class switching a lot.
I don't know why people wouldn't be. I mean, it sounds like a good play.
People are class switching a lot. I mean, look at OpTic and Gavutu. They run 4 autos. I feel like Shotzi has to pull out a sub sometimes, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So people are just switching back and forth. Like we kind of were doing that in MW. Remember, I would class switching. Yeah. I'd pull out a kilo with 60 round mag and do weird shit like that. So I think it's definitely
no wonder MY was going through it in MW.
We wanted that.
Wait, that pre-fire was got like I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to do that shit too, bro. Pre-fire on Petrograd.
Hey, we wanted an event though. No,
home series, right? Your home series? No, wait, not your home series.
Yeah, they did.
Wait, it was
home series. Yeah, it was our home series.
It was online and home series. Then, yeah.
We got New York their only chip.
Well, if we're not counting online, then we don't count that online ring. Then
we're counting it online, but I just meant like because it was an online home series, so it wasn't really a home series. It was just like your label.
Oh, yeah. But it was still cool to win our home series.
Yeah. I meant like winning in New York. That
that would have been sick. But what are you gonna do? COVID can go fuck itself. What's gonna happen? Listen, MC, he starts off fucking 7-0 and that's the siege S&D. I mean, this guy's different in S&D. Seriously, what do you have?
Challenging snipers across the map.
Yeah, this made no sense.
Like, I just don't understand how he does it, man. He's just a different breed when it comes to this game mode.
This reminds me of Miami, kind of. With like, I feel like you gotta like sell. He's on independent. Like, you gotta play on independent to like take these gunfights. I literally cannot see this guy, bro.
So independent, when you aim in, your whole view zooms in, right?
FOV
I feel like that's the only chance. Like, bro, sell.
Your FOV does change.
No. On independent, it doesn't change. On affected, it does.
Wait, I thought with independent, when you aim your FOV gets closer.
Yeah, it does.
Facts.
So then what is Pat saying?
Pat's a game developer, bro.
Listen. This is the way it works. So when you aim in, automatically your FOV goes down when you aim in. Period. Like, that's just how it works.
On independent.
In general.
In general,
yeah. On independent, that is normal, right? So it does that by itself. On affected, it takes into account that your FOV is further out, so it doesn't go in as far. Like, it doesn't zoom in as far.
Like, that's reverse, bro. That's reverse 100p.
I'm telling you, that's how it works.
Doesn't go in as far. Independent goes in more.
Bro, yeah. Independent zooms in more. Yeah, it zooms in more.
That's what he said.
That's literally what I said.
Is it?
Regardless, you can't see this guy, bro.
Bro, listen, I know I'm right. Like,
yeah, you cannot see this guy on this map, bro. You have to snipe. I think Brandon is the only guy I've seen kill him in that spot, bro.
Yeah, and he hit a crazy shot to do
snipe.
it. Like
He hit
that
the
snipe,
hardest snipe
yeah,
I've
that
ever
snipe
seen.
was hard as fuck. Like that's not easy to do.
You cannot see him, bro.
No, and listen, this was a 6-1. Like they stormed right through. MC was able to get streaks, and FaZe was just doing what they did. This is a really good retake right here too. London was able to get the bomb down in a 3v3 situation. And then FaZe, they were somehow able to retake. RCs makes a play on Nasty over on the left side, which, by the way, London, they need to get Nasty's back there, man. They let Nasty out to dry. And they say, fuck you, Nasty. He goes and dies. Everybody kind of runs away. I guess it was Trey who just went to go take a look at the pinch, and then they had a guy roaming mid-map. So Nasty goes down. That forces Trey and Afro to try and make a play on bomb. Afro goes down, and just like that, the retakes are in. So good plays from FaZe. MC pretty much just went off, and they stormed through this map 6-1. And just no answer from London. No answer at all. So just good job by FaZe. I think we can go on to the next map. This one got... Oh, wait. This one came all the way back. This was not a 6-1. I got the maps messed up. This
is where they
London
won 5
came
straight.
back.
Wait,
OpTic won
This is where FaZe rolled. This is where FaZe
Oh my God.
No, it's all
rolled,
good,
bro.
Tom. You didn't have your notes. You didn't have your notes.
Yeah, I don't got my notes today,
But
chat. I don't got my notes.
This was the full cell. This was the full cell. It was actually a pretty
Listen,
impressive one.
you can all spam Luma. You can all spam Luma for that. I don't got my notes, so I'm gonna make a lot of mistakes today. But they definitely came back. And what happened here? How the fuck did FaZe let that happen? From 5-1 all the way, it was pretty much a full sale, kind of.
Started frying, dude.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
think that's what it was?
over.
I think I really feel like they just gave up mid-map control. I feel like London got mid-map control almost every round and got picks off of that. That's kind of what it seemed like to me, and what kind of led to this comeback in general.
Just Afro just kicking up, which Afro's been doing that a lot. He's a good player.
You know, I lost full
Why?
He's just super aggressive, dude.
that cell, but
Oh, with the aiming thing.
yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, the game's also just fucking broken, but we've talked about that. We'll move on from that. But, yeah, I don't know what they did. I don't know what London did to adapt here, because in the beginning of the map, FaZe was kind of rolling them, and then I don't know what the hell happened after that.
Wait, this was the start of the chant too. The crowd was like started to chant for the queen. I think that riled London up, bro. They were doing it.
You think the energy of the crowd just fucking...
Yeah.
Challenge?
Yeah, well, I mean, they were also, yeah, MC was chowing cross map, he was chowing the sniper, but I think they were trying to make a play because they were down numbers. But London with the good retake. This B bomb set is so annoying. Everybody heavily just ninja diffuses this fucking thing, and there's no good angles to look at it, you know?
Yeah, the only angle you can see it from is the deep spot that like Cell plays. Basically, besides that, it's chalk.
But when
bro.
people go prone, like it's so hard to see it even when you're in that deep spot.
Yeah.
Like
it's
I don't know.
a bad sight, to be honest.
Every time somebody gets the bomb planner, they just hop on the bomb and just have somebody look over them, because there's nowhere anybody else can be, unless somebody's trying to make like a lay flank play. But if you're watching that and you have all the information, I mean, if you get the guy off bomb, you're good. You're pretty much good.
But to London's credit, they finally kind of adapted. They stopped, worrying so much about the field side, as what I'll call it, side of the map. And Trey stopped sniping, and they started just kind of like hitting mid, getting control of this building, going A more, and they started to bring this map back.
Yeah, so just good plays from London. I don't know how the hell they did it, just adapting and maybe slowing down the pace, just switching it up, man. They probably just started reading FaZe and just started changing up their plays a little bit. So I'm sure it was just some of the play calls they were making. Probably Trey's the hero, leading the troops. But good job out of London to bring this one all the way back. Good composure out of them. I thought this was going to be a 3-0 when they went up 5-1. So the fact that London was able to bring this back and turn this into a series was just heads up play out of them. Just good job out of them. But it just wasn't enough in the end. They end up winning the S&D. We could take a look at the final scoreboard here and check it out. It was Afro 10-7 at the end of it. MC was 11-5, had a really hot start, but maybe slowed down a little bit. And FaZe, they end up choking away on the Desert Siege. Good job by London. Let's get into the next map. We're going to the Tuscan, right? Tuscan Control.
Yep.
We got into the Tuscan Control, and how the hell FaZe got a B point right off the rip, which it just seems like OpTic and FaZe bully teams in Control when it comes to getting these points. We can go back and take a look on kind of how FaZe did it, but what were your guys' initial thoughts on the map? Let me rewind it a little bit.
FaZe are just nasty at Control. I just thought they were gonna win it. The only thing I knew was like I just didn't know how they would react to choking that lead, but
yeah.
They've obviously won events together. Like, they're going to bounce back from that and just knew they were going to close it out.
Yeah, they end up, and you can see right here, see how FaZe is like playing for A, but they have one guy just kind of go B anyway and just kind of be a nuisance. This is what I see a lot of teams doing. Like a lot of top teams, they just send multiple people. They're hitting both sites at the same time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just have trust in each other, and they know that if they get some sort of a setup at A, they can trust somebody to get through B and just be a nuisance basically. But honestly, just going into this map, dude, I was getting flashbacks. I was like, there's no way FaZe are gonna choke and they're gonna like Lund's gonna get momentum, and like I was just having flashbacks to the OpTic series. But they came in hot, man, even though with that choke in the S&D, and they steamrolled. They didn't let off the gas pedal.
And then this is when Simp just went fucking nuts. He was able to pop 3 or 4 kills, I think. Yep, to the 2-piece there, 3-piece, boom, Maron. Simp with a big 4-piece did the same thing aBeZy did. So the Tiny Terrors know how to get this B point, and he was still going. So the individual play from FaZe, they get the B point, Simp goes huge, and then we go over to the A side, and they do a really good job taking their time here. They take their time. Simp had the streaks. I think they worked the kills. Did London end up clutching this? Because FaZe had to slow down here, right? They had to slow down. Pretty sure London was able to hold on.
Yeah.
And it was mainly because the lives were dying down, and FaZe just didn't want to throw their lives away. So honestly, it was kind of a win from FaZe. They had an even life advantage after the offense, and that's all you can really ask for. If you don't win the offense, you at least win the life count. No, they clutched it up. They clutched this up.
Do they?
Yeah, they clutched it up at the last second. There was 13 seconds left. They slow played the fuck out of this. You can see. So look at the setup from London. They have 1 pushed out front, 1 in the back, 2 on point. Good break from FaZe. I think aBeZy on this fight right here just kind of opens it up. I don't really like this setup from London. Do you guys? I feel like they're kind of turtled, and they're in positions where they can't get traded. The guy you can get slid on, like the guy you can get slid on and traded instantly. The Trey is pushed out by himself, and then they have a guy who's solo watching a pinch. I mean, they're not near each other enough to get trades.
I think what they need to do is just like take a side of you and like take one side of the map. Like they're just trying too hard to kind of get everything, and it just ends up biting them in the ass because they can't get any trade kills. One person gets isolated, this guy gets isolated, last guy gets isolated. Like they just get 1v1v1.
Yeah, and I see somebody in the chat saying Tommy has the worst memory. But listen, I got no notes. And to be honest, man, you know how many fucking Tuscan controls we watched this weekend? They all it's blur. It's all a blur. It's all a blur to me, man.
If we're being honest, like we saw like these series going down, and like not to discredit these teams, but we were just looking forward to the final. We knew we kind of already knew that we were going to see FaZe and OpTic in the finals. Not to discredit London or anybody or Toronto, but I was just like,
I kind of figured it was
both these teams look like they're fucking made of different gravy, bro. Like they're disgusting.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
No, I think we all can agree that we thought it was going to be a FaZe OpTic final. I think we all
definitely, bro. Everyone wanted it. Everyone, we knew it was gonna fucking. We knew we were gonna see that.
Yeah, and then FaZe, they're able to get 2 ticks on his offense. Goes all the way down to the wire. 10 seconds left to go. It was London who were able to clutch it up, but FaZe, they go back on a defense and they do what they do. They take care of business. They close it out. And pretty much it comes down to that first offense. You know, it comes down to London almost clutched it up here, though. Look how close this was. Look how close London almost clutched this up here. They're on the point. They got 2 ticks. They're about to get the 3rd tick.
No,
probably
they do clutch it. They do win this now. Is this the round they win, Tom?
I think they do.
London win this?
This is the round. This is the round where Celium like forgets to hop on the point.
Oh,
bro,
shit.
Tommy is fucking
Yeah, bro.
faded,
I don't know
brother.
what's going on today. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, bro. When I lost, you know what it is? When I lost my notes, I chalked everything up. I'm chalked.
That makes sense.
No notes.
Yeah,
I'm lost. I'm lost.
They basically just let London get on the point for free.
What happened here?
They just all hop down from green.
Yeah,
and
this
they
is
just hop the
when
point.
he doesn't go and jump on it. He
yeah.
waits. Whoever it was like stutter stepped. I remember this.
Yeah. No, he definitely, they trolled right here. They trolled. But honestly, a good play from London though. I like the church through mid play. I fucking hate when London kept trying to go around the back over and over again to break the B point, and I hate it. It never works. They just keep dying. They drain lives. They had no lives left. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say about this during the watch party. I flipped out right here. Look at this, bro. Look at this. As soon as FaZe gets all these kills right here, bang, bang, bada, boom, boom, boom. 4 dang, okay? They're in a 9 life. They have 9 lives. London has 4 lives. Why doesn't FaZe just run at him here?
They just sent one guy for sure.
Yeah, why doesn't FaZe just run at him?
Some info.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, definitely.
It's all
have one
coming to me
guy,
now.
but everyone, nah, because like they just they need one segment. If they go down at the worst time, lose some sort of map control, like it could get really dicey. But definitely at least send somebody. I think they played a little like too passive there.
I as soon as this
I'll be
happened,
right back, though. I gotta do something.
You're good. The first thing I said when 4 people went down here, I said, push. 1 or 2 guys, just get up the map and just make a play, because you get 1 or 2 and the game's over. They turtled. They just sat here. They depleted the point. They just kind of sat around. They pushed out front, but they just kind of sat around point. And London just kind of waltzed onto the point and were able to make plays. I mean, it ended up not working out for him in the end. FaZe was able to clutch it up. But, I mean, this should have been closed out. This should have been closed out. Shouldn't even have went to an overtime. I definitely think FaZe need to push out there and get aggressive. Asen was just telling me. I forgot what Asen was telling me when we were watching it. But Asen was telling me, but if you push out and you die, then London can hop on a point. But this and that. But I think, Don, you agree with me to maybe just send one?
I think Simp should go church.
Yeah.
And just ego chow some shit. And then if by the time he dies, he's in the back and he could just nade the point.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no way London can get on the point if Simp pushes up and gets that first wave far enough away from the point to begin with. Like, that's the logic, is you fight someone nowhere near the point.
Yeah, they're nowhere near the point, and then if Simp gets 1 kill in that play, the game's over. Yeah. 1 kill while he's in a head glitch, like slide canceling it. He needs 1 and it's over. So I think he should definitely take a chow.
Yeah, no, definitely take a chow, and then they end up going onto the defense. And look at London over and over again. They go around the back. They keep trying to go around the back. They're sending people left. They kept hitting left. I just didn't like it. I don't like when teams hit left. I just feel like it's useless. Even if you get the kills, like, you can't even get on the point. You know, at least when you come through front and you get kills, you can get on the point, stop the clock, or even stack and maybe get a dub. The best play, in my opinion, is to go through mid, go through front, and just kind of get church and green control, and then try and work kills. Afro start piecing up, but when you're playing a team like either FaZe or OpTic, man, it seems like they don't give up defenses very easily. It's really hard to win fucking offenses against these guys. I feel like they're really good at holding the line and picking up kills. London got in there. They got in there. They were making things, it was a little scary for a second. London got in. They were stacking a point. That shit was going up. But FaZe was able to get a clean 4 dead in that called game. So good job out of FaZe. Take a look at the final scoreboard. Simp and Abeezy doing what they do. The Tiny Terrors. Everybody pulling weight. RC's and Celium. On the other side, everybody was doing their thing. It was a really close game in the end. Could have went either way, but FaZe were able to clutch it up. And then we get into the Gava2 hard point. Off the rip, Don, people be whipping out subs, huh? Off the rip. If they're not, they should be.
It's a race to the point. That's why.
Great play right there.
Yeah, really good play. They whip out the submachine guns.
You're faster with the pistol, right? And shit, that pistol. Yeah, I think you are.
Think so?
Yeah, and that pistol might be better than the sub up close. No bullshit. No bullshit. That should be
it's close. It's close.
The MP40's still crazy, yeah.
It's close. It's close.
So FaZe go up a lot here. If I remember correctly, they go up a lot. But I'm not remembering anything right now. So let me just fast forward and make sure I remember this right. But yeah, they go up a lot here, and then London ends up bringing it back a little bit, and then FaZe just pretty much put him in the demon trap on that fucking P4 again. That P4 demon trap is hard as fuck to get out of at the end of that map. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's when we're spawning on the back of these rocks.
Dude.
They're like one of the best teams to do this too.
You can see,
and honestly, no teams really do it as much as they do. They prioritize it almost every time.
Well, they do a really good job. So I don't know if they did it in this series. They did it to OpTic really well. But they let people, and I'll show everybody when we get there, but they let people go around the right on them, and they get bow control when it comes to that P4 hill. They'll play for kills mid, and if teams decide to hit right and try and go around the back, they just let it happen. Like, they just give it up. They let them get the back. That way they soak time to get the initial waves, and then if anything, they go around the back, they get them in the blender, and then they just have rotation the next. You know what I'm saying?
They just let people go around and they play from the hill and from the boat. Just trap you for free.
So it's good plays out of FaZe. I mean, they start off hot. It was MC who's absolutely piecing up. But London brings this one back. I think it was the second rotation. They hold a P2 here. Ends up going back to the P3. This is a or P4, excuse me. This is where FaZe kind of put them in the trap. You can see London to get the back spawn. FaZe making mixy, and after this is pretty much the blender here. Once FaZe has them in this trap here, it's over. It's fucking over.
Arcity's basically like popped like a 2-piece that just put him into the shadow realm. But I remember Afro got around the back and snuck through, and he had really bad trigger discipline and ended up shooting a guy going up into the treehouse. They knew he was there, and then they just kind of all focused it. But he actually had the opportunity to make the play because they didn't read him back there at all.
Yeah, so just good plays out of them. This is the same shit that FaZe did to the Thieves. Literally the same shit where they just get the kills, they push up here, and they just kind of blend their team. So really good plays, man. I think people need to start learning some tack spots, Chris. What do you think? When they come off spawn, when they come off spawn, they could probably work some lineups here with these rocks and these trees. They could probably look straight up and land some nades in hill.
100%.
I think once people start learning shit like that, like nade spots and lineups and stuff, like Don, are teams doing shit like that in respawn, like lineups?
I think so.
They should be.
They are.
Are you guys doing it?
Yeah, we got a couple.
That's nice. You guys gotta get more than a couple though.
We need some more.
I feel like tacticals are like.
Wait, Don, go ahead, Tom.
I was just gonna say, I feel like tacticals are so important in this game. Like they're like everything when it comes to breaks and stuff. I would be in a private match every map. I would go through every hill and make sure I have a lineup spot for every hill, coming through the front and coming through the back, and just making sure that I always have a spot where I can get a nade on hill.
What about that B point, bro, on Gavutu? I feel like, Don, I don't know if you guys necessarily are one of the teams that have a struggle with a lot, but dude, I see people be throwing nades into the water, bro. Like dead ass throwing nades into the water on that tank.
I might be one of them, yeah.
Yo, I'm literally hitting, finding a tree, finding a perfect lineup, and that's just what I'm doing off spawn every
From the
round.
back spawn, 100%.
Yeah. Because that's a free kill.
What's going on?
It's just so nice to be able to.
How we doing?
Good, Sam.
Man, it's another day in the office, Asum. You know what's
It's just so
going on.
nice to be able to hit it while you're on the move, to where like you don't have to go out of your way to do it. You know.
But bro, I feel like that's like a
lot of people
guaranteed
can do
stop
it.
almost.
Listen,
People are good enough to throw it on the move and still hit it every time.
we're talking about like lineup spots and grenade spots, Asum, like tactical usage, because there's no trophies in this game. So it's like, bro, if you're coming off spawn and teams have control,
Yeah.
and you know, if you know your nade spots, I feel like it's really, really important. I see a lot of teams getting broken from tags.
How are yours, Asum? How are yours?
I will say I probably have the shittiest out of my entire team, so I gotta work on them for sure.
Bro, listen.
There's certain maps and modes like Pat, like on B on Gabba 2, like I can't hit that one, but the one on A, I hit that one on A every time.
Bro, the
it's
funniest
like,
thing when you said that
it's my tendency.
is that I still to this day don't think anyone has worse nades than Apathy, bro. He had the worst nades I've ever seen.
That's not right. That's not right.
Bro, and it's because of the way he threw nades, just the way he like held his controller in general, but he was spastic on the sticks, bro. He would just look up and chuck them like no direction. But I feel like that's what I'm seeing, bro. I feel like people are throwing nades into the water.
No, they are, bro. Remember, Pat, they were throwing it into the fucking ocean. The fish were getting pegged in the head with grenades. I just don't understand. People should definitely get better with their nades, 100%, because there's no trophies. It's like a back pocket tool that it just benefits you so much to throw. So hopefully people are doing lineups. But let's get into it. The grand finals. Done. We got OpTic Texas going up against Atlanta FaZe in a best of 9. No winner bracket advantage, Pat.
Yeah, that's absurd. Honestly,
that's absurd. That's dumb as fuck. That's dumb as fuck.
For sure.
That needs to change now. Right now.
Now.
First off, we need to get a Lynn in the chat to begin with.
All right, Len.
But after we get the Lynn in the chat, yeah, I mean, I just think this is something that Cito just needs to look at. To me, it's absolutely ridiculous. And obviously, I have a biased opinion. I have a lot of esports and Call of Duty experience. But, dude, there's no way in hell that someone does not understand how either a 2 best-of-5 or a continuation series works. There's just no way. Like, it's a simple-ass concept to explain. Anybody can get it. Like, I don't know. It's absurd. I know that was their logic for why they switched to this best-of-9 shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. Like, all they got was a veto ban, and there's only 10 maps in the game.
They vetoed one map, Pat. One.
Yeah.
What map you vetoing? Bookcase Hardpoint. Okay, good luck.
Bro, I was surprised. I thought there was only 9 maps. No bullshit. So I was like thinking they weren't even going to get a veto ban. I was literally caught off guard. There was more than 9 maps in this game to begin with. But
I mean, hey, I'm going to be honest. The Bocage veto was a good veto out of OpTic. I like that veto.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
That's what I'm saying. You get it out of there. You know, FaZe is just going to run around and do what they do on it, which even though I do think OpTic can match them on Bocage, there's just no point. Like, what's the even point? Just get rid of it and get into the series. But hey, other than that, I mean, you can't really look at the vetoes too much because there was only one veto. So we're not going to really dive too deep into it. But let's get the match started. This match, if I remember correctly, FaZe, they did well in the beginning. It was a very close game. They had a good few holds, and then it was OpTic that kind of just storm rolled through the whole second half of the game. What were you guys' initial thoughts? Were you guys surprised? Not surprised? I think OpTic came out firing this weekend, so I didn't know what the hell was gonna happen this final.
I mean, look, I'm gonna speak for most of the analyst desk. Although Pat said that OpTic was an S tier team, he definitely didn't have them beating Ravens yesterday. Receipts, buddy. But also
shit.
okay, but also just Let me finish. OpTic surprised everyone. At the end of the day, we knew OpTic was capable of winning and being, a good team, but for their first tournament this year on LAN, did we think that was probably going to happen? No, we all voted for FaZe.
Channels, I thought it could.
We all voted FaZe, but to give them their credit,
channels,
dude, like
I didn't.
they played an unreal tournament in every single game mode.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it, to be honest.
No, they looked really, really good, and I definitely think right here was where FaZe kind of brought it back. But after this was curtains. But this is what I was talking about on his P4 here. Look how OpTic pushed out, look how FaZe pushed out Boat. MC pushes up Boat, and they kind of just let OpTic. They force OpTic towards that left side of the map, and they force OpTic to hit that side and kind of pin him in the back. But other than this play right here, FaZe was able to bring it back. OpTic stormrolled them. They were shitting on them. I know RC's had a really rough map on this one. He had a rough one. I think he was like double neg or 9-23. I think was the final from him. So just a rough map. It happens to the best players. He was frying all day. I definitely want to tune into the listen-ins because this is the grand final, folks, and we got back-to-back listen-ins from OpTic Texas and Atlanta FaZe. So let's tune in and see how these guys sound.
Yo, back cage is Alex. Are you on you? Alec is I'm in stairs, guys. They're deep.
Yep.
Sit down. I'm here. Do you have Mr. Brennan?
I got it.
I've deep, man. Sit down.
You went first guy as well. First guy
Are
as
you?
well.
I said your first guy. One is deep on you. Go under.
Yo,
Nice, two double. I got needed. Yo,
Okay.
he's went their side.
Yeah, they're right.
Right here. Close right here.
Yo, I saw her time. They're spawning P4.
Yes, huge one. Sit left. Two more their side. You Brennan need me.
We'll get another picture.
One's in the bunker.
Under dead.
Yo, put him on me.
I'm in stairs. Yo,
I can help you with steps.
I think he went back to the back.
I'm nading him.
I didn't want to hit you though.
I'm nading him. Nice. I'm nading him.
No, I'm in stairs. Close up.
It's there. Nice.
I got nailed. He's in stairs. He's beat up.
I'm bumped out their side right now. I'm in stairs, Brandon. Help set.
Hold on. Watch me. On me?
Yeah, you watch over me. Help set. Yo.
I got you. I'm up with Seth.
Any mid-stairs? I'm still holding mid-stairs.
I'm playing a rotation.
Watch out.
I got him.
Good shot. I'm staying down.
I'm rotation now.
I'm middle.
What's left?
Middle on me. Nice, you down.
Look at that.
I'm rolling down.
Yo,
mid-stairs on me. Mid-stairs dead.
Get to me.
I'm here.
Yeah, I have you stop, I need up. He's low on me.
Yo,
It's good work in the comms. It's good work in the score. As OpTic Texas start to pull things away, we're going to see P1 come to a close.
Look at that kill feed, dude.
Now let's get into the Atlanta FaZe listening.
We're good.
that's you dead.
I'm in our shot. Did he go?
20 seconds. We're gonna have to fight this.
I'm in my shot again. Oh, yo, this is double, guys. This is double.
It was for green. Got me. Nice. It was for green.
Hey, still there. One shot.
One turn.
Yo, rotate right.
I'm trying.
I'll play card.
Yeah, I got top.
I'll see about a new. I see nothing ring. I see nothing. Top ring.
I mean,
My pen hit you.
What'd you say?
I got one. Hit him.
Fine.
I hit another one.
Shots in the back. I got shots in the back.
I'm gonna get streak.
Despite the calamity and the scoreline getting ever bigger. Now,
Good listenings, a lot of energy from both teams. Obviously, it's the grand finals, right? So these guys are going to kick the fuck up. But I definitely want to highlight Ender, man. Ender showed out today, man. And I think a lot of people want to, or at least me, I wanted to see him step up. And he sure did this event. Illy definitely turned the fuck up this event, especially with that fucking pistol model.
That kill was so dumb.
Able to pop 3 in the back. Just good plays out of Illy. And I just really like the energy from OpTic. They were super on point. And Chris, what did you say? Look at the kill feed because it was all
look
green.
At the kill feed, bro. Like I mean, I get it. Like OpTic is disgusting and played really well, but do you ever see FaZe getting farmed, bro?
No,
like,
never, dude. That's why it's crazy. It's crazy to see the kill feed just all green for like a minute and a half.
Dude.
Just like holy shit, like these guys can match them. That's why this whole year these guys are gonna be battling it out. Just really good plays out of OpTic. I think when now that FaZe has a team that matches them in slaying, it's gonna give them a hard time, man. I mean, these guys definitely know what they're doing, and then they come out, they win the first map. Take a look at the scoreboard. RC's was going off all day, man. He had a rough map, but it is what it is. Looking on the other side, everybody pulling away from OpTic, especially Shotzi and Illy, the two young guns going at it, doing what they do. But let's get into the Desert Siege S&D because this was fucking crazy. I remember this. This was fucking OpTic. They were what 15-0 round count. They won the first 3 rounds, right? And that was 15 rounds in a row in S&D. Is that a new record? Is that a new record? That has to be.
Gotta be.
They won 6-0.
That's like a weird thing to track, so I don't know.
6-0 for first map, 6-0 next map, and then they start off 3-0 against FaZe here. So just clinical performance out of OpTic. What do you guys think is changing in OpTic for their S&D? Why all of a sudden the turnaround? For me, I just feel like they're just working so well off of one another.
Zio diff, bro. The Zio diff.
I feel like they're playing hella patient in like after the 4v4 plays out and when there's a blood one way or the other, I feel like they play super patient in their mid round. Like they don't force anything.
Situationals are so much better now.
Yeah,
so much better.
There was a sideline before the major that OpTic was like the most patient team in offense out of any other team in the league and did the highest offense rate. So like they slow down every single round.
Yeah. I remember that. They don't really plan, right? Like they didn't plan at all.
They don't plan unless they absolutely have to, and on top of that they have a man advantage. Like
yeah. So OpTic ended up going up 3-0, but then it gets away from them. They go up 3-0. FaZe starts bringing it back. I think FaZe then started upping the aggression. It was Abeezy who started to get really hyper-aggressive, starting to work some bloods and do what Abeezy does. He's just a thorn in their side. They were able to bring it all the way back. And then it got all the way to that last and final round. This one goes all the way down to around 11. So just a really good map number 2. This one was back and forth the whole entire time. I think FaZe, once they got that one round on the board, they were just able to, calm it down a little bit and just remember that they could do this. They finally get that one round. But for OpTic to go 15 straight rounds in S&D, that speaks volumes, man. I definitely think that's something that we got to highlight because I haven't seen that. Not that I can remember in fucking a decade of watching COD. Unless you guys remember any of that, but I don't.
I mean, I can't pull that stat out of my ass, to be honest. But I mean, dude, just their S&D in general, this whole tournament has been absurd. They do end up, losing out here and finally breaking that streak of S&Ds that they've had. But still, they played phenomenal S&D this entire tournament, dude. Like I thought, they're looking like the best S&D team in the game.
Yeah,
and that's saying something considering we have like Rocker in the league, right?
Yeah. And then we also got, I know some people want to see some highlights, man. I know I'm all over the place without my notes, but I know Dashy got a couple pieces with the snipes, and he was doing his thing early on with the sniper rifle. I always love seeing Brucey with a snipe in his hands, to be honest. He's really good with that shit. That one pick that he got on MC, like a deep field, was insane. Like that was really, really nice. Here was a round where Brucey was able to pick up a couple kills with his snipe. If you guys haven't seen it, here it is. He's just difficult to deal with. He works his angles really well, and he doesn't miss with it, which also helps a lot. And then you got a back pocket pistol shotgun, which is always good to use as well. So, Bruce starts off hot, hits a bunch of snipes. I'm trying to find that snipe where he hit an MC on the field, but there was also, was that a technical pause? Oh, I thought it was a technical pause there. 15 consecutive rounds. There it is from OpTic. It's cool that they were bringing stats up on the stream. I like stuff like that. But let's go all the way to the back, to the end game. Things got a little scary here for FaZe. Did you guys see this when they were on the Ninja Defuse? First off, I think
Abeezy dropped it.
First in the 4-5 round, I think Shotzi, he was doing this jump all game long, and they picked up on it, right? They just picked up on this.
He did it like 3 rounds in a row. It was crazy.
He did it 3. But to be fair, I mean, people don't really do that. It was working for them. Like Shotzi was getting through. And
I've never seen something like that. That was hella new.
And then I think Simp was just kind of picked up on it. They kind of adapted. They just realized that Shotzi kept getting into their base, and he was able to pick him up. And that's just gonna be a lot of battles. I feel like Shotzi and Abeezy, they kind of remind me of each other. They just make a lot of plays around the map and try to find bloods. They even steal each other their routes sometimes. Sometimes they do the same routes, but good plays out of Sim to get top control, bring this back and force it to around 11. But this is when things get scary. And also OpTic got the bomb down, but FaZe with the retake, they had numbers because they got picks and they were good to go. Abeezy drops the bomb, or somebody drops the bomb here.
It was Abeezy drops it. Bro, I think it was because the crowd started to get loud. Like I think that's the only reason.
He was so loud, bro.
He was nervous that because the crowd was getting louder, that somebody was gonna check and kill him. I think it would have worked out because RC's got that kill that he would have got it regardless. But yeah, I mean RC's kind of just made the heads up play after he got that kill, got it, stuck it, said fuck it. But yeah, I mean that's just something that can't happen. I think Hex and Stro kind of went into the crowd and let people know that's just unacceptable.
Let's go into the let's listen to the
Good for
audio.
them, by the way, I didn't know that was a thing, but
Let's listen to the audio and see and listen to the crowd. Hold on.
He jumps off it just the last second, less than 30 now to play with.
It's
They've got no
dead
idea.
quiet, watch.
Dashy
It's
flies
dead
forward.
quiet,
What's
then
the
he
information pass? Can Scott get it every
you gotta
time?
back it up
It's a
more.
2. No, now
But
it's a
they were dead quiet
1v3. They
before
stuffed
BZ
the
got
bomb
on.
at the very beginning.
Was it?
Yeah, just back it up with your arrows.
I did.
They hit the wrap. Look, makes the read, and this time, so they're ready. They time it together. It doesn't hit anything though. No kills, and you see it easy. He's actually got the automaton,
Yeah,
so they're
crowd's
ready for
dead
these
quiet.
outer lanes, and you see what the
yeah,
game
you're right,
plan
you're
is
right.
out there.
Okay.
They've got some outer lanes covered, and they're going to try to find something.
Yeah,
Shots
so
got
I
to
think
check
he
it,
was
but
just,
that
like,
is absolutely
anticipating getting
unbelievable. He
fouled,
jumps
so
off
he
it
just
just the last
dropped
second,
it.
less than 30
And
now.
then he
to
hops
be
off
safe.
it, and then I was like, oh my god, he got off of it. He could have had it, but then they get back on it, and they just got all the kills, right?
bro, the crowd started to get quiet again as soon as Abizi got off the bomb.
Yeah, they got quiet. What do you guys think about that? Because I feel like you can't control a crowd. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you can. I mean, crowds just should know better than to start yelling when someone's defusing a bomb. Like, you can get hype in the moment, but I think Enable made a good tweet too. It's like, bro, if it's a 4v4 situation and it's dead silent, no one's getting killed, and you start yelling because you hear someone on the bomb, that's just unacceptable.
Yeah,
bro.
that is actually unacceptable. Like, that's what I said. I tweeted about it because, like, I get it when you're in the moment, things are getting mixy and stuff like that, and everyone's like all hyped from kills and stuff like that. I get it, right? But like Pat's saying, it was dead fucking quiet. As soon as you see a BZ pick up the bomb, it just started getting louder and louder and louder, and then it stopped as soon as he put the bomb down.
Yeah.
And then Ian was getting hate for that tweet and people were replying like, "Oh, all right then, like the crowd won't get hype when there's a two-piece going on." It's like, dude, there's a difference between a
they're
two-piece
dragging.
and like,
There's a difference
Listen,
between
and
getting
then-
hyped and really screaming, "He's on the bomb," which I heard
like,
people were
what?
doing. So
Listen, and then, listen. When you watch golf, is the crowd cheering when they're swinging? No. When you watch tennis, is the crowd going crazy when they're fucking on the tennis court? No. The crowd is quiet, which I think in S&D is something that the Call of Duty crowd is just gonna have to remember. But I feel like you can also use the crowd to your advantage sometimes.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's why he dropped it though. Like,
Yeah, I think so.
But I think, like I said, if it would have been a situation where he heard nothing, he probably sticks it the whole time.
Bro, I don't want to take
worked
anything
out
away
that
from
Alec got that
Ant.
kill.
I want to take anything away from Ant, but Ant was just sitting there in that little train. The crowd started getting loud, and he started to peak. And I'm not gonna say he obviously.
I'm actually very surprised, bro.
all of us would be
Bro,
peaking if we heard the crowd going crazy.
You know what's
bro.
crazy? The crowd is literally the crowd is literally a free bomb glitch, bro. It's like you can't avoid it. You just like
You sing in
know
the train, you be like, "Oh shit!"
you know
the
that
crowd's
shit's
going
You
crazy.
get
I
bombed
gotta
down in
sing
a
the bomb."
4v4, bro. Yo, you get bombed down in 44. Everyone's sitting in a corner, just wait to hear.
Was that a bad analogy? Was my golf tennis bad? Everybody spamming Luma. Was that bad?
Nah, it wasn't that bad. It
It wasn't that bad.
For S&D, I could see it, you know, but like
Yeah, for S&D, like just be quiet.
Swap it from a football crowd to a fucking tennis crowd.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, and bro, at the end of the day,
integrity.
just to go on to my own point, even if the crowd does do that and they're getting into it, you can use that to your advantage. I mean, Abizi could hop the bomb, make the crowd roar, and then all of a sudden you see OpTic guys jumping at you, kind of make them come to you.
But I think the bottom line is that just shouldn't be a thing. Crowd should just stay quiet until like either the round's over or somebody's getting kills. Like getting loud because something's happening that obviously the other team isn't aware of.
Yeah.
Is just cheesy as fuck. But
Yeah.
that's I think Hex and Stro did a really good job of addressing the crowd, and I didn't hear it anymore after that. So
Yeah, I didn't hear it anymore.
Kudos to them.
For sure.
Well, listen, at the end of the day, I love the fucking crowd. I definitely love the energy in the crowd. It definitely gets a little fugazi, and you saw Hastro tweeting about it, right? Hastro and Hector, they tweeted about it, like, please, like be quiet. Like, we really don't want to win like this. Like, we want to win fair and square, so just everybody be quiet. So it was cool to see Hector and Hastro, say something about it. But regardless, we get into the Gavit 2 control, and a little bit of controversy here. Some lag spikes coming in from our cities, which is weird because I thought they were on land. How the fuck is he lagging?
No, they're not on land, but they're on like the most fugazi version of land ever. That's been a thing since we switched over to PCs. But I actually want to mention this, bro.
Yeah.
Every OpTic fan should be like literally happy as fuck that it was only a round replay, because in all reality, FaZe deserved a full game replay. They would have won that round, period. Like it was 14 to 5.
Not even that, Pat, though. There was other rounds in the
No, I know he was lagging overall.
Lagging.
But I'm saying just because of that last round occurred and OpTic obviously clutched up because he was lagging, it was a 5v14.
Yeah.
Like in reality, it should have been a full replay. So the fact that I saw people bitching on Twitter like, oh, Seth doesn't get his glide bomb, Like, fuck, you should be happy that all it was a 1-round replay. Like, that was a for sure FaZe win if Alec doesn't lag, almost guaranteed. It was a 5v14 with a minute left. That's impossible. The guy was literally unable to play for the last fucking minute of the game. So I don't know. That just pissed me off because y'all don't kind of understand the competitive aspect that goes into it and what that is actually like. And I know you just are watching it from a viewer perspective, but yeah, you should have literally been like happy as hell that it was only a 1-round replay. And the fact that people were still bitching that like, oh, Seth didn't get a glide and all the other shit, you're just a moron.
Listen, I definitely think the fact that we even have to deal with it, like, this is not FaZe's fault, it's not OpTic's fault, it's nobody's fault that we have to deal with issues like that. It definitely sucks when you're watching it because now you're left in a you know, you have to make a decision now. What has to be done? Full replay, no replay, and it doesn't matter what decision you make. People are never going to be happy. It doesn't matter what decision you make. People are going to flip the fuck out. That's why I hate shit like this because you know, people are never happy. But to talk about the map a little bit, OpTic, they go up the 1-0, they win the defense. They do a really good job again, you know, just getting those kills and getting that B point as you just saw on the screen. And then they were able to go up 2-0 quick in the Gavin 2 control. So this is where FaZe has to make the comeback. And then this is where the lagging starts a little bit. So you could kind of see it sometimes when they're on his screen. But the most important thing is just to look at the map. You can kind of see him skipping around a little bit. But we could go back to the round. So we can go look at it for ourselves and see what we really think. But it definitely was unfortunate. Definitely unfortunate. At the end of the day, they replayed the round. That was what they decided to do, and OpTic won the round. So
the one thing I will say though, and this isn't about the actual game, but just the situation that occurred. RJ said that apparently he brought the issue to their attention earlier in the map.
Yeah,
that was the pause. You saw it.
And then he basically said, "Oh, it's fine." So I don't know what happened there. I don't know
who said, "Oh, it's fine," because if that's the case, then it's on them.
Apparently, like they paused it or like they were gonna pause it or something, but then he just kind of like started playing again or something.
He probably stopped lagging.
Yeah, he probably stopped lagging. Exactly. So I don't know what the deal was, but I mean, it's still unacceptable that even happens online.
Probably stopped lagging.
It's not the player's fault.
He started lagging again round 5. And like
Yeah.
some unfortunate shit.
Bro, but he was actually freezing on the minimap, like standing.
No, he
still
was.
for
He was
like a
standing
second
still.
and then disappearing and moving forward.
I don't know when it was brought up, but if anything, props to FaZe because, like, bro, if I was down 2-0 and I started lagging, bro, like I would have been like, yo, full replay it.
Well, it
But
starts.
he stopped lagging. That's why they came back. Yeah.
It starts right here. So Alex on the point.
That's true. That's true.
Alex on the point here. They almost get the point. He ends up going down, so they get 2 ticks. This is where he starts to lag. So if you just pay attention to the bottom left, you look at the mini map, you'll start to see him spaz it out a little. See, he's running into walls. See him running into the wall and shit. He's just running into shit right now. He's just running into shit. He can't move.
Freezes.
Then you see his teammate turning around, looking at him. You see a BZ like looking at him, like, "Yo, what the fuck? Like, are you good?" You could tell it's like they're talking about it. You could tell it's like something's happening.
Freezes again.
He's still lagging. He's lagging this whole time. You could see him just skipping around. You could just see it on the map. He's glitching. He's glitching up. He goes around the back and he runs into the wall and Illy kills him running into the wall right there. And then, you know, it's just, you know, I felt bad for him. Watching this was hard to watch because I was like, come on, man. Now everybody's going to bitch and moan. And, you know, I definitely thought FaZe was going to win this right here dude, I mean, look at this. I mean, 14-5, like.
It was 18-5, I think, was the biggest lead.
18-5. I mean, what over
6, something like that.
16-5, whatever. What over a minute left? Like, I really thought FaZe was gonna clutch this up here, but the lag spike came in and they ended a game, or the game ended. OpTic ended up winning, which, hey, kudos to OpTic, even with RCD's lagging, to clutch up to 16v5 because they still went big. They still went fucking big with him. None of them died. I mean, even you know, but it definitely super unfortunate for FaZe. I definitely felt for the guys there. I felt for them right there because it was just bullshit. Like, that was fucking bullshit for sure. But it is what it is. They ended up replaying the round, and OpTic got the dub. So at the end of the day, they made a decision on what to do, and OpTic won. So to me, OpTic won. You know, there's nothing else to it. Good round, good job out of OpTic to clutch up the Gavin 2 control. Now I'm gonna be honest with you, I lost internet for like the next 2 maps, and I was sitting here trying to fix it so we could do the show, obviously. So I might be a little lost with these next couple maps, but if you guys have anything to say, let me know. But we get into the
I think it was just
Tuscan.
the Illy show.
We get into the Tuscan hardpoint. This was the Illy show. Illy just popped
started
off.
to take over. Yep.
Yeah, well, you
Playing
know.
the hell a lot for them too now.
Who,
It's
Illy?
like different. Yeah, I feel like in other games, like he's just, you know, he's just going rogue.
He's going
challenge.
rogue. Yeah.
he was
I
a
feel like
super soaker.
he was camping corners, just sitting in hill, like yo, these guys are fine.
He was playing like a creddy.
Literally playing like a creddy.
Yeah, but just looking at the map and just reading some notes that some people in the ZooMAFia chat. Shout out to the ZooMAFia for hooking it up. But I have somebody in the chat who sent over some notes. But just very, very back and forth. Very back and forth off the rip. It went all the way down to 200 is what he's got written here. So it just must have been very, very back and forth. And I guess it was the Illy show. It was the fucking Illy show. Anything that was there a specific time where you thought OpTic clutched up or where kind of things
I
changed?
mean, yeah, it was right,
end of the
it was
game, yeah.
basically,
Right here.
like right here.
The
right?
break. Yeah, right
FaZe
here.
has the full rotation. They still just breaking through mid
How is FaZe? How are they not watching you? Oh, he got bad timing. He got bad timing. Why'd he give it up though?
He must have got needed.
Yeah, the tags come in, right? The tags come in, and just like that. Honestly, but this is the stuff that you just didn't see OpTic doing in the past. Like this right here. Like 4 guys, we need to work a break now. What do? They group up, they use their tags, and they break the hill. Sometimes the old OpTic would have just kept running at the hill over and over again, single pushing, solo chowing, and then everybody freaks out when they lose, and you go back and watch, and it's just like,
Pop the
hey.
3-piece here, Tom.
Oh, yeah. I think
Ender
I saw a clip of
fried.
this. I saw a clip of this. But yeah, really big plays, and then I remember this because I watched the ending of this. This is where OpTic, they hold the rest of this, right? They hold the rest of this shit. They get the kills. FaZe made it a little mixy, but OpTic was able to get back in here, get the kills, and end the map. So really good plays coming out of OpTic to go up 3-1 in the series. Just big
And you gotta
plays.
show some love to Illy, bro. That was an Ender
Yeah, I
diff.
mean,
Because
dude,
if you
this-
look at the score line,
Look at
he had
shots he won in the
he
Illy
had
right
like
there.
he had like 2 minutes in hill with like positive like 10, while everyone else in the lobby was either negative or even.
Bro, I think it was honestly every map to this point was kind of like an Illy diff. He was just playing insane in the start of this grand final, getting to this 3-1 lead. He was playing. I think we were tweeting about like some of the best COD we've probably ever seen him play in a series.
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure, his best series of his career.
And then we get into the fucking Tuscan control. And it was the rounds 1 and 4 that were pretty interesting that we can hop into and take a look at. Wait, was it Tuscan control or Tuscan S&D? 652.
Yeah.
652 is the timestamp. Let's go with it. Tuscan S&D. So it's 3 Tuscans in a row.
Yep.
3 fucking Tuscans in a row. Maron. FaZe ended up winning this one, right? FaZe won this map.
No,
Yeah.
no, wait, did
I
they?
think.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It was FaZe won this. They went up.
trying to-
It was 3-2, Chris. It was 3-2 at a
This is the
time.
last map they win.
Yeah, it's the last map they
Is
win
it?
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought
yeah.
this
Yeah.
was this
Listen,
one they
Chris.
miscounted?
Chris,
I
I'm
don't
telling
remember
you,
anymore,
Chris,
dude.
I'm telling you, we've seen Tuscans so much you don't even you can't put you don't
sheesh.
remember. You can't remember, Chris. That's why I need my notebook. I need my notes. But this won't happen again, hopefully. But yeah, FaZe were able to clutch up this S&D. I'm not really too sure what they did. Their Tuscan S&D has been really fucking good, bro. Except for yesterday when they were catching fucking grenades every single life. So maybe they wrote some notes down in their notebook and told each other to not get naded and get out of those fucking power positions because they kept getting blooded from nades over and over and over again. And I also feel like that's because FaZe plays super aggressive off the rip and people have pre-nade spots, you know?
yeah. Well, I was just gonna say this map I think came down to the fact that Alec was just like on one, and Bruce was kind of having a bad map. Bruce was really good for OpTic in the past on this map and getting a lot of first bloods. And then it was kind of the opposite today for Alec when we saw this is he was just having his way on this map. And I think he's really strong with what led them to this win.
This map was really fucking weird. I don't know if you guys agree, but just from a strategic standpoint,
The amount of holes.
FaZe, yeah, there were so many fucking holes. Like I think Shotzi one round or like a couple rounds, even the beginning round, just ran down mid map on their defenses and just got into you one time. He ended up like hitting out the little pit side at the beginning of the first round. And even that
been
round,
doing
they
that.
just sprinted through A and got behind the people at B without anyone knowing. Like
Yeah.
what?
He
Bro.
did. Shotzi, I like how aggressive he was in search this event. Bro, he was making plays by himself, like no help at all, just hitting
100%.
routes, hitting routes on his own and trying to make something happen.
And then on top of that, you had Dashy dropping a 1.5 in S&D all event long. Like that's insane.
Yeah, well, that's because Bruce is just posted up on his L trigger. You know what I'm saying? He's he's not gonna miss. You know, he's posted up on his own trigger. Eddie sniping. He doesn't miss.
He had like a 1 point. No, didn't he have like a 2 point something coming into the series?
Did he?
He might have.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
he played. He
or
played
no,
absolutely.
Control. No, that was in
good.
control. That was in control.
He played really fucking good. And then right here, so OpTic go up 3-1, and then FaZe just blow him out the rest of the way. FaZe win the next 5. They won 5 straight. FaZe 5 straight from here. This ends up being 6-3. So FaZe with a little bit of maybe adapting a little bit. OpTic they get a lead off the start. They go up 3-1. FaZe they work this 8 plant. It's not a Tuscan S&D without a rush 8 plant. Am I right? I mean, we see this this happen time in and time again. Wait for the pre-nades.
It's a Warhawk, Tom. Come on, it's a Warhawk.
I feel like Warhawk would be a cool map to bring back. Warhawk S&D from Ghost.
Offensive-sided map. Oh no, dude.
Nah, it wasn't that bad. Warhawk wasn't as bad as Tuscan.
Was it not? I feel like it was.
I don't think
was
so.
way too young to remember, but like I feel like you guys used to always want offense.
You can rush docks on defense. You can rush post office. You can hit mid. You can
Is he tripping or what?
Nah, I'm not tripping. I was an S&D superstar.
What the fuck is Pat, dude?
I'm here.
You don't want to listen. I was an S&D superstar.
Was Warhawk as offensive-sided as Tuscan?
No, but it was still pretty offensive side.
It was offensive. There's always a good side and a bad side.
I would say it wasn't as offensive sided, but trophies played a big part. Like Warhawk offense was only good if you were able to get trophies down. If you weren't able to get trophies down or they got destroyed early, it wasn't that offensive sided at all.
Okay.
The white truck heady was busted.
The white truck heady was busted, but you can also just like, bro, people used to get peeled off of that.
Wait, what about that little crack under the little water tower that you guys used to kill the guy loading? Oh man.
Yeah, but those are all like super common, predictable spots that you can just like check.
Hold on. I gotta bring this up. And listen, I'm not one to get into the fugazi, okay? But this is an interesting stat, and Tom, it's in your mentions if you want to take a look at it, and bring it up. So player 7, so we'll say computer number 7, the one on the right side in the almost to the end, was the PC that Alec was playing on. Obviously, the one that had issues. So somebody on Reddit went and took the stats from everybody from the entire weekend.
No way.
Listen. From the entire weekend of people on that PC, and the average KD for that player overall, not including Alec in the grand finals, was a 0.8 for the weekend.
So what you're saying is
Alec.
We got
and then Alec in the grand finals had a 0.67 in the first 3 maps before that control issue happened. So I'm not saying like it played a part, but I mean, and keep in mind,
conspiracy theories are out.
And here's another stat. The left side of the stage, so the one OpTic played on the whole weekend.
I hate these fucking stats. I hate this shit.
A lot of teams play on the left side of the stage, but the left side of the stage won 14 times, and the right side of the stage only won 3 times.
Damn, son.
So, or actually 15, because I didn't count OpTic in the grand final. So 15-3 technically.
I was playing on that shit.
Yeah, so Don, you were on that one. Word. But just a stat, crazy stat to keep in mind next event. But
it's a coincidence, bro. It's just a coincidence.
15-3, and the people in that specific computer had a 0.8 KD. And let me say these names: Temp, Insight, Arcides, TJ Halley, Draza, Gizmo, Insight. Like, those are the players, and they averaged a 0.8 KD in the series they played in that computer. So just something to keep in mind. I mean, that's kind of a
maybe there was something wrong with the graphics card or some shit in that PC. You
never know.
You know, or maybe the processor was all fucked up. But what are you gonna do? By the way, how the fuck does Illy play like that? How does he lean up against the table like that?
He's in the VR,
Wait,
bro.
you tried to do it?
He's playing VR,
bro. Hey, bro.
How does he do that?
It's working for him.
Tried to do it earlier, bro.
That boy's in the game. He's an actual soldier.
Yeah, that's impressive, man. That is actually impressive. But yeah, FaZe they end up winning 5 straight here, which was impressive, man. Really good retake out of them this round too. I like this. It was Shotzzy who gets picked. You see, Shotzi's always playing on an island, and that's the thing. If Shotzzy gets taken out of the equation, it was easy for FaZe to pick up this round. They get a trade. Some kills go down. Just good retakes out of FaZe. I just liked how they were picking up the flank and weren't letting Shotzzy make any plays. And then they were able to just collapse on the A site and win this defense. Once they win the defense and they go back to the offense, you know, it's offense on Tuscan. It's a favorable side. They're able to get the bomb down A, back up, work their trades, and win the map. So just good plays out of FaZe. 5 straight. Really, really good plays out of FaZe. But this was the last time you saw FaZe make good plays. Because after here, it was an OpTic show. After this, it was all OpTic.
And you know what's crazy? I mean, they obviously lose the series, but I do think it was pretty close for a majority of the time. Obviously, both controls.
It was a really good series.
3-2s where OpTic obviously had the favorable defense. They slayed out. This was actually a really close series. I know the 5-2 was kind of like, it looks like it was super in favor of OpTic, but it really could have went either way. And I think the big difference was how good OpTic's hardpoint was versus a team like FaZe. Like I did not expect them to be so dominant in the hardpoints versus this FaZe team. I thought it would kind of be opposite, like with S&D. But yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that surprised me the most was just their hardpoint dominance.
Yeah. So FaZe, they were able to win the first defense. Same thing. These are all defensive wins, right? Weren't they all? Nobody can take an offense.
Yo, I saw a stat line.
Versus these people.
Yo, I saw a stat line in the chat. Someone said that FaZe was like 15-0 in their Tuscan defenses. So just
15-0. Yeah, no, and that's what I'm saying. Like Asen, that's what I was saying before. The top teams don't lose their Ds. Like they just 16, don't.
Well,
like it's so hard.
When we talk about the change, right? The overtime change. I don't know if it's necessarily going to fix anything because the problem's still going to exist. I feel like Control is so fucking defensive sided in this game, and like
yeah, but it's going to reward stacking more. Like, yeah, you're still going to get.
Yeah, but
you're still going to
that'll just help overtime though, Chris.
Okay, but the majority of games, what do they go to? They go to overtime.
And I feel like they still will.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't mind that. But at least the team
wait, you don't mind that? I mind that.
Okay, no, I mind it. I mind it. But at the same time, that's gonna make it so the team that gets defense is gonna team that at least tries to win offense.
It'll be more fair. It'll be more fair to the team that gets rewarded with the defense on overtime. But I don't want to fucking watch Control go 3-2 every fucking time and be like, well, let me just wait till it's 3-2 and see who gets fucking defense because they'll probably win the game. Like,
all right, how do you change? There's nothing really you can change. I think that just comes down to the maps, man.
Yeah, they
comes down to
don't.
The maps. Yeah.
The maps are not made for Control, and we knew that obviously going in.
So what are we doing? Swapping game modes?
Yeah, we swap game modes, bro. We gotta play something else. It is miserable.
No,
it is miserable watching Control.
I'll get you 10 cats on Blitz. I'll tell you that.
Bro, it's actually miserable watching.
Wait.
So,
wasn't there some sort of like drama with like apparently that Warzone was almost the third game mode? Somebody told me that. I sort of
okay.
Another Prim said some shit. And then Spencer shut it down right away.
I'm down for a gunfight.
Listen, it might have been brought up, but it was never actually going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What happened in this round 4? Were lives not counted properly?
They have EKIA on their scoreboard, and there was a few team kills in the game in general from both sides, so I threw them off for sure. But either way, like if you're not 100%, or if it's like a 1 margin on your counting with EKIAs, you can't fucking like make a decision to chalk up a round off that. Like if you had like a definitive, like you're up like fucking 10 and you know that, and there's no way you can't be wrong, then yeah, you can do this. But when you're basing it off EKIA, and it obviously was close, right? Because there's only 1 kill. You got to just assume you're wrong and try to keep slaying and play the round out. So the fact that they just for fucking 50 seconds didn't even touch A and just kill horde, like
this was interesting. This was a really
I don't
weird.
think we've ever seen a scenario like this ever.
I get they miscounted and all, but at the end of the day, bro, why is this even a thing, bro? Like, how did this happen?
Can we say this was a FaZe troll? I know you guys don't like that, but I mean they didn't even count the right way.
FaZe troll.
I mean, we need a Ben. I wonder what Ben would think about this, because this
was for sure a mathematical troll. I don't know who was doing the math on their team, but it was for sure a math troll. Like, because somebody. Even if they added up EKIA, like they were still off because there was only I think 3 team kills in general, and it was a 1 kill. So like you would have been on the opposite of that 1. You'd be like, yeah, we're up 1.
Yeah.
Like
it's crazy too that like, every
2 or something.
Every round looks the same. Like when you scroll through it, like every round looks the same. The 8 point goes away.
One way to play it, Tom.
Yeah, the 8 point goes away, and then it's just a cluster. Fucking OpTic did such a good job just holding the line. They were holding the line. They weren't letting anything happen. Don't ever challenge that truck because you don't get aim assist.
Now I was saying that to Pat, but like there's so many rounds where they just like were challenging just dumb shit for no reason. So, like, dude, these maps were all getting so close, and FaZe was just playing sloppy, dude. Like really sloppy.
There was a chance where the FaZe almost got onto this point and made things happen right here. So I think they should stack here. 3 dead, right? 3 dead right here. They get the 4th. Bro, All 3 of them should get on the point right here. All of them.
Where are they? Where does
They're
7
plat.
go?
They're right there. They're just right. Their simp
The
is
7
right.
stay up there?
7's on the point.
So 7's on the point.
Oh, 3. Yeah. Where does?
1 gets naded, so they get naded, and then he runs off of it. Simp went
okay.
really rogue right there. He went rogue as fuck. I would like to see him maybe stay alive there.
Bro, the goat setup is like you just have like 3 people like line up right there on that line of sight, like it's frequency fucking ring hill, and you just team shot this cross, bro.
Yeah.
Because most people, what they do is they spawn up and they throw their grenades, and most of the time the grenades land deep, like around like the backside of B, so you're less likely to get naded when you're hugging that wall.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you can just team shot the open cross.
Yeah. No, it was really good plays from FaZe to get the kills and get onto the point. But OpTic just did such a good job. Just 1, making sure they hit their grenades, and 2, just picking up those trades and getting back into the play. So you can see Simp, I guess, trying to push out. I think Simp was maybe scared of grenades. That's why he pushed off and went rogue like that.
Yeah, but he could have at least played the truck and not, like,
just the
jump off
alley.
and
Just
shout.
back up to the alley and just play your life and get more kills. Just you get another clean wipe, you get on the point, you win. You know, so it's just maybe a misplay. Take a look at the final scoreboard of Beezy popping the fuck off. MC struggled a little bit this map, but you could just see it Beezy popping off on the other side. Everybody on OpTic pulling weight. Everybody around the same. Everybody doing what they got to do. So just a good team win on a good team gritty win on this Tuscan control. So just good plays out of them. And then after the Tuscan control, we get into the Berlin. We get into the Berlin, ladies and gentlemen, the closeout. This is where they ended up winning it all, and really good plays out of OpTic. I think the one thing that I want to highlight is the Shotzi spot. So really good. Yeah, just the last round. I mean, we'll get there. I mean, I want to talk about the rest of the map, but that was a really good round. I really like the play there, just because I haven't seen it before, and I feel like it's something they were saving. You know, like they were saving the spot.
Wallbang's gonna get abused now.
Yeah. The wallbang's gonna get abused now, 100%.
People are gonna use that. It's literally
100,000%.
the bomb site.
There's one thing that Ian brought up during the watch party is that, like, even though that spot is godlike, you're legitimately exposed to everything on the map, so it's very risky if you want to do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Off the rip, it was a 3v4 from OpTic. Off the rip, a big round. The 3v4, they end up rotating the bomb from B side to A, which I like. I like the mid round. This is those mid round adjustments that OpTic is making now. And they're doing it fast too. You know, they're not wasting any time. Somebody's making a call, and they're all fucking doing it. Things got a little scary here. The nade connects, but Scump was able to pick up the kill. They make it a 3v2 situation, and OpTic's able to clutch up that first round. So good plays. After that, it was pretty back and forth. I'm pretty sure they tied up at 3, right? They were tied 3-3. It was a really close game.
Yeah, and there was this 4v4 retake to go up 4-3.
There was a lot of retakes on B. A lot, which, like, hey, when this was first happening and people were planning B and backing up to warehouse, it was impossible to break. Impossible. But Ace, I'm dying. I mean, you guys play. What is it now that people are just figuring out how to break this setup down now? Is that what it is?
I think people, when they plant the bomb, they're like kind of like chalking up to like, hey, like I got the round one, let me just play like a Creddy in warehouse. But like then you're just giving up full map control, and that's where like teams that are retaking aren't afraid anymore. They just like push up right down the middle map, or like right through the middle of like the line of sight, and they actually get control of like the entire map.
Yeah. No, it was just really good plays. I mean, this S&D was back and forth. OpTic had a really good start, but it was FaZe who was able to bring it back a little bit and tie the game up. A lot of just plays around this B bomb site. MC was getting aggro over here, being a nuisance with the automaton. He was making plays. You got to get aggressive on that B site. You have to. If you're on defense, you have to get aggressive there and try and make a play, or else if they get the bomb down and dip out, you kind of fucked. I also saw Simp dive out of barrels in there one time, and Asem, you thought that was a misplay because usually you got to blow that up, no? You got to throw a stun?
Yeah, that's like a day one thing. You just op spawn, you got to throw a stun at it.
Interesting. So maybe some brain farts going on. They didn't blow up the can, the OpTic. What is it? The OpTic can.
OpTic barrel.
The OpTic barrel. The OpTic fucking barrel. You know. But just good plays. Good plays from OpTic. I really want to go midway to this game. Let's go to the 3-3 round. There was a round here, the 3-3 round, where FaZe did a really good job retaking. OpTic tied up at 3. Good round out of them. But this was the round where I think OpTic could have won, but FaZe did a really good job just retaking it and getting aggressive. I like how MC backed up, who's number 2, Ender there. Yep. And got aggressive on the site. So OpTic gets the bomb down, which is a good thing. But they didn't get to break the doors, which kind of sucks because now Illy's forced to shoot the doors. He's got to make a bunch of noise. And FaZe do a really good job just storming through the middle of the map and just kind of getting into their base and finding some of these kills. So just a really good retake from FaZe, because once you see that bomb go down, you don't see these retakes very often. So good plays from FaZe, good heads up play. They go up 4-3. Then we get into the next round. It was Arcides who finds the blood with that grenade,
Scump with the big
and then
here.
Scump just goes massive. I mean, this is just Scump doing what he does.
Yeah.
The king goes off. He pops a big 2-piece in the sight that completely disrupts their push, and that was a huge round. Because if FaZe goes up 5-3 here, it's a whole different fucking ball game.
In the distance.
Oh, yeah, a whole different ball game. So Scump just doing what he does. He's able to pop 2 kills and clutch up the round. So just really good plays there. Really, really good plays. And then after that, wasn't there a 2v4 from Brucey? There was a 2v4.
Right
Let's check it out. Let's see how the hell this 2v4 came to play. So you can see that right there, Chris dies from the barrel, and as soon as Chris dies, Simp dies from the barrel, Shotzi immediately gets that bomb down, which is a really good heads up play. I really like the play out of him. MC was able to pick up a kill here.
Right here, I would have liked to see them just hop and look over, bro. I know they didn't have the info, and it's obviously hindsight, but like instead of a BZ doing whatever the fuck that was, like I would have liked them to just hop and look over.
I was confused here because a BZ's getting aggressive, but the other two aren't. You know what I'm saying?
But even so, like your teammate just got a 2-piece. Like you turn this into a 3v2. You have full control of the site. Obviously, you have no info on where they are, but why just run out? Sprint, like he's tack sprinting. There's no chance he's gonna win a gunfight if someone's catching him, L triggering. So I don't know. I just would have liked to see just a hop and someone cover and at least trade that out. Even if you die off bomb and you trade out a kill, like that's still a win. Could you turn it into a 2v1? Because you still have 30 seconds left. So I was surprised to see, that in a 4-4 round.
Yeah, I just to come and thank you, chat, for keeping me updated. But it was the 2-3 round where OpTic was able to clutch the 2v4. Which is another big round. It's huge. I mean, if FaZe go up 4-2, this looks a lot different. So I definitely want to tune in and highlight this. So you can see it's a 2v4. It comes down to Dashy and Illy. Dashy's able to find a pick on the bomb site, which just good shots out of him. He plays his life. He's able to get one and get out, make it a 2v3 situation. Illy ends up shooting on the pinch. So right here, I thought they were chalked. Once Illy shot on the pinch and they got out, I said, okay, FaZe won this. Now, Illy's just exposed to where he was. But it's Bruce again with that pistol who wins a big one-on-one. And right here, FaZe need to be in tradable positions here. Yeah. But they're getting picked off one by one. I mean, RC's gets picked on a bomb. And then you have a BZ who's pushed out by himself. Everybody is solo right now. You have MC pushed out by himself. You have number 5 who's looking at mid-map by himself. It was Simp who was mid-map. They just weren't together at all. They didn't use their numbers.
Look at where number 6 is looking. Number 6 is looking towards like number 5 where the stairs are. If he's going to play that corner, his
might as well look. Yeah, might as well look hard left.
To his left, and I'm pretty sure he just dies. So
interesting.
Yeah, he's not the best play.
Bruce checks the corner. I mean, it's a good heads-up play to Bruce to check his corners. He's able to find one. They make it a 2v2 situation. Now I'm like, oh shit, here we go. OpTic's doing it. Illy makes a play off the pinch. Chris gave it up. I don't think he expected him to be there. But it was just the timings here. Chris runs into the building, but doesn't check his right there as I pause it. He doesn't check the corner. He doesn't check it.
That's just a blunder.
And Illy takes him out. He takes him out. Yeah. And then MC's left by himself. Dashy makes a good play, by the way, wrapping back to Illy. This is stuff that you didn't see OpTic doing. 2v1. Dashy got a kill by fire. What is he doing in a 2v1 situation? He runs right to his teammate. Right to him.
You know what I think it is too? Like kind of because we talk about it. They obviously made changes in S&D. I think it was a lot. Like we talk about the situations. I think it all comes down to communication. Like I would bet money that they just weren't calming in that round what to do in terms of stuff like getting together, playing rounds slow, like getting on the same page. I think it really just came down to their mid-round comms and their situational communication.
Yeah, you had a 2v4 from OpTic that round. You had the 2-piece from Scump in this round. And we tied up at 4. This is where things get interesting. OpTic, they were able to.
That's the round we just watched.
We just watched this, and then this was the round where a BZ runs out, and then we get 5-4, and this is ultimately where OpTic's able to win the event. And if you guys don't mind, I think we should just play the ending with the casting and with everything, and you guys can watch for yourselves what happened here. Let's tune in.
Full might of FaZe with Shotzi. What was that angle? The bomb doesn't get planted. Scumpy flies in. Shotzi on the outside. A BZ the last one up. And it's Dashy.
Shotzi was getting
The
pummeled.
writing was on the green wall from the start. It feels a little bit like destiny.
But the show tried to pick him up.
Yeah, watch this. Watch this. Mike jumps on his ass, bro.
Texas have done it. Unbelievable plays. They get it done in the search. The superstar orgs merge together.
I think
And start their
Did he pick him up?
with a big old championship there. They take down the big dogs to do it.
Castro was trying
And
to Simba
what
him.
Yeah, we'll tune it there. I just wanted to get the winning moment, but let's tune into the spot that we were talking about. I just want to highlight it.
Yeah, Thomas, so apparently the chat said that the reason why Shotzi went through the bomb site originally is because the only way the spot works is if you open the door.
Right.
Yeah.
So Shotzi runs
cool.
to A. He runs to A
Yeah.
right here. Look, he bangs the
opens
door
up the
open.
door. No,
Runs
this door right
back.
here, that door.
Yeah. He bangs the door open and then he runs back and he goes top 3 fire. And I'm dead ass. I've never seen that. Never. I mean, I know Haggy said he saw it in Challengers. I have not seen a pro team use this yet. And it was interesting too because he pre-fired through it early.
Look how exposed that spot is.
It's definitely exposed. And I'm curious. So he had somebody spotting for him, huh? Number 4. He probably had Seth looking.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They had a little spotting.
If you lay prone up there, are you exposed? You might not be.
Not
if you like
really,
laying
no,
prone,
not
wait
really.
for a call out.
Only from top 3, I think.
Yeah.
That's a 200 IQ fucking play to close out a tournament, bro.
Wait. Hold on.
That's
hold on.
sick. That is
Someone in
sick.
the chat said that. Wait, pause it real quick.
Sure.
Let me turn this up. Somebody in the chat said RC's as soon as he started planning, the crowd started yelling.
Well, we're about to find out.
Well, I mean, Scump is looking to bomb, right? So it don't matter.
Well, I just want to hear.
Scump could see the bomb, but yeah, we could tune in and listen to the sound. But I think regardless, they had eyes on bomb here, right here.
Celium, that is an unbelievable first blood. Now the 3 remaining members of OpTic have to now contend with the full
Nah,
might of FaZe.
the crowd didn't say a single thing.
That was somebody in the chat that said that.
Yeah, no, the
Oh,
crowd,
no,
the
I
crowd,
didn't
the
hear
crowd
anything.
didn't say a single thing. That's Fugazi. Shotzi just was pre-firing it all around. He was waiting everything. He was just, you know what he was doing? He was just playing off his gut.
Bro, chat, it's not a lakes. I was quoting somebody in the fucking chat. One of you motherfuckers said that, and I said that. I copy and pasted into the actual flank. It's not a fucking lakes. It's a fucking, I said what you motherfuckers were saying in the chat. Let's get that straight.
And
It's
if you
a L
got,
in the chat. It's a latch. I don't know what to call it, but it's not a lakes. It's a L chat, okay?
listen, and if
I'm
you
glad we're
guys
on the same page.
If you guys do, I recommend going back and watching the interviews and stuff. Honestly, man, like seeing Bruce's mom in the crowd was super wholesome.
Oh, that was super cool.
Yeah. Like it was just nice to see him win in front of his mother.
There was a scene where she was chanting MVP with the crowd.
There was, and no bullshit. Like that shit was like, I don't know, it was giving me chills. Like it was just it was really cool to see his mom in the crowd with the crowd roaring and to see how happy they were on stage. Listen, guys, I'm a FaZe fan, right? I'm on FaZe. At the end of the day, it's nothing but GGs, man. Hope they play good. They played really well. I definitely think they're gonna be a force this year, and we're gonna have a lot of battles this year, man. We're gonna have a lot of battles. So, just good games to OpTic, and congratulations to them because this was well deserved. Hey, they were working really hard for this one, and you heard Scum talk about it in your interview. But they were just putting in a lot of extra time, a lot of hard work, and you can't deny that they deserve this one. So just good plays to everybody over at OpTic Envy, and shout out to all of these guys, and congratulations once again. Chris, it was awesome having you on board as well. This whole weekend it was awesome to have you, bro. I think
big waggy in the chat.
A big waggy in the chat.
I'll be around anytime you need me.
We'll see you back in 4 weeks, right? That's when the next major is, or 5 weeks, something like that.
I'll probably be here for every major for those of you guys in chat.
I think it's 5 weeks.
This guy, but Ben could somehow, Ben wants to party and go get drinks, and but we can let Ben have his fun. But I thought Ben was gonna peek in every once in a while. He didn't even show face this weekend. Guys, also again, sorry for no notes today, but I had a lot of issues today. My computer crashing, lost everything. I had lost 3 pages of notes. I usually have everything jotted down so we could go right to it and keep the shows organized, but unfortunately that didn't happen today. So a few mishaps during the show, but you know, we were doing the best we can all
good,
weekend,
Tom.
and
you,
yeah.
you put in a lot of work, bro. You had what, like 40 something plus hours streamed within the whole weekend?
Yeah. So the end of the at the end of the weekend, man.
12 to 15 hours a day.
Tom,
every day, every day.
Your hours from Thursday to now, it's got to be something crazy.
Yeah, when I turn off the stream, I'll go check the analytics out, and I'll show some love on socials.
We're gonna be back on Friday night for another flank.
Yeah, we got league matches literally during the weekend. So guys, we're gonna be right back. You guys know me too. I'm gonna be live all week doing whatever the fuck I'm doing. You know, playing games and doing crazy shit. You know, so I'll definitely be doing that stuff.
Oh, another stat of the night. Seth has got 30 chips, and he's the first player to win in 10 different titles.
He's the first player to win in 10 different titles. That's incredible. That's awesome. That's fucking awesome. Congratulations to Scump, man. Seth, that's one of the goats right there. One of the fucking goats, man. It's the king. So show some love to Seth and all the OpTic boys, and be nice to the FaZe guys because they've been going through a lot of bullshit this weekend. Some of you guys were going a little crazy on them. You know, be nice to them. Respect both sides, man. It was two incredible teams. Nothing but entertainment all weekend long. And we're gonna see these guys going at it all year. It's gonna be nothing but straight entertainment, man. I can't wait.
The league has a lot of competition right now, and that's all that the fans should be happy about because you know, last couple of years, like it's been like, oh, FaZe, Toronto, FaZe, Empire. Now you got FaZe, you got OpTic. Toronto's obviously had their struggles, but like they still placed well with how terrible they played.
You know what's
London,
crazy?
you know, like there's plenty of bright futures here in the CDL this year, and it's gonna make for an entertaining year, hopefully.
Yep. But what's even crazier is the league would have even more competition if JCap knew how to veto properly. But that's all for me, chat. I love being here, and I will see you guys Friday.
We'll be back
for stage 2.
And everybody's spamming Scum tweet. Everybody's spamming it. We could pull up the Scum tweet real quick. We could pull it up, but this was what he tweeted. He pretty much just screenshotted this, or not screenshotted. Little graphic. What did he reply? There's got to be a light at the end of this. He quote tweeted his own tweet.
Oh,
that's when they lost that second
week 1, right?
Round 11. No, they lost that second round 11.
Yeah, yeah. This is where
it was week 1. It was week 1 of stage 1. That's crazy.
And right here, you can
crazy.
see, guys,
from 0-2 to the winning
we also got a Hitch tweet. Let's check out the Hitch tweet real quick. Winning moments surrounded by people that I love. I can't explain how much this weekend meant to me. Let's tune in.
Wait, Tom, the last one we gotta show the OpTic.
Hold on. It's lit. Look at Georgia Blake.
Maniac clip, bro.
Yeah, they're fucking crazy. And listen, just to end the show on a good note, when Seth said there's got to be a light at the end of this tunnel, one thing I'll leave you guys with, man, and this is something that I live by. It's not about how hard you can hit, ladies and gentlemen. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward, and that's what it's all about. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Go to anchor.fm/theflank to check out all the audio sites that we're on. Go to @theflank on Twitter, please, guys. Go to @theflank. Go do what you got to do. Follow the flank. Go to the YouTube channel. Hit that sub button. We're on our way to 100,000 subs on a YouTube channel, so make sure to go hit that sub button. And guys, I had so much fun this weekend. Thank you guys for all the energy in the chat. Thank you for all the positivity. We hit over 20,000 viewers during this show. I mean, come on. Give yourselves a round of applause. Show yourself some love. This is unbelievable shit, man.
That's fucking lit. Is that the highest you've ever gotten?
Yeah, I think so. We're hitting chat. We're hitting levels, and for somebody who was putting in 12 to 15 hour days every single day, it would not be possible at all without all you guys in the chat showing love and keeping that energy pushing.
lit, bro.
And even right now, we're still on a 900 something sub train. I mean, we're literally.
I saved it earlier.
Let's go. So thank you for saving it, man. And then, as always, guys, appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys at the end of the week in another episode of The Flank. And I'll be live during the week playing games and doing what I do. So make sure to follow the stream. I'm out, guys. Peace out. Take care. Brush your hair. We'll see you guys in another episode of The Flank.
Have a good day.